Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well, and let me be the first to say, the vibes are immaculate around Uncrowned HQ right now. Absolutely, Iammaculat. Our very first Uncrowned film just premiered. If you're one of the thousands who are watching live with us on our YouTube channel, on yahoosports.com, I appreciate you oh so very much. Shout out to EKC Leiden. Smashed it. Hit it out of the park. He was like a young George Springer out there. Shout out to Frankie, audio engineer extraordinaire. Shout out to EJ, EP #1. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Andy, who is back with us today after a couple of days out under the weather. Our fearless leader is back. Let me tell you about the vibes. The vibes are immaculate. Uncrowned film #1 in the books. If you've missed it, if you haven't seen it, please do check it out. It's on the channel right now. Please share it, post it, let the world know. We're going to be doing more of these. Already have our second one in the oven, and this has always been the final pillar. We had the show, the studio, the pods, the .com. There was always one more pillar needed. And now it has been erected. Yes, it is there. Frank, I know exactly what you're thinking when I said that, because the moment I said that, I was like, oh, Frank is probably saying something right now. But get your mind out of the gutter, all right?
All right.
Get your mind out of the gutter, because here we are. It's the dawn of a new era. The foundation has been set. And this is the realization of a dream. It's something I've always wanted to do. Back at the events, back, boots on the ground. It's not just going to be event stuff. Stories are going to be told. There is no one telling stories the way we want to tell stories, the way we have already told stories right here on Uncrowned. I'm very excited about this. And the reason why I feel like the vibes are immaculate is not only has Uncrowned film #1 just been released, not only is Andy back, we've had a tremendous week. We exposed Derek Moneyberg, a.k.a. Dale Buskowski. We had Andy Foster on last show yesterday. Asked him, I thought, a lot of tough but fair questions. Some great in-studio guests yesterday. Boots Ennis, Jasmine Nix, Jay Gentile. Shout out to Syracuse. It's been a great, great stretch of shows. Today, another great lineup. I'll get to them in a moment. But what about last night? The NBA on NBC is back. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was fresh. It was just like... it was like when you put a Halls in your mouth and you walk outside on a cold day and everything just feels so minty fresh. That's what it felt like. That's what it tasted like. Melo was phenomenal. Jamal Crawford, phenomenal. A lot of Knicks. They were able to offset Reggie. Mike Tirico makes everything great. Air Canada, Vince Carter, tremendous. T-Mac, tremendous. It was just the music, the nostalgia, the graphics. Everything was great. Everything was great. Knicks are back tonight, a little banged up. Knicks are back, that's okay. Sean Deitch is your manager, is your gaffer. Introductory press conference, phenomenal. Vibes amazing over at the world-famous City Ground. The Jays are in the World Series. The Bills are back this weekend after a bye week. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling so great, and today is a very special day. Today is a special day because we have 4 incredible guests back into the show. We're going to be joined by one of the best promoters in the history of boxing, Frank Warren. He has a massive show this weekend at the O2. It's the return of the Big Goose. Oh yeah. What about this weekend? What about the return of Tommy Aspinall, the uncrowned king? What about the return of Joseph Parker? 2 of my favorite human beings that I've ever come across, both fighting at exactly the same time. How could you not feel good about life? So we'll talk to Frank about that at 3:30. At 3 o'clock, Aiemann Zahabi, doppelganger, will join us, talk about the fight against Chito. He had surgery afterwards. How's he feeling? Sean O'Malley, all that and more. 2:30, Payton Talbott, who we found out last week is fighting Henry Cejudo, of all people. Henry freaking Cejudo against Payton Talbott. Who would have predicted this back in January when Talbott loses his first UFC fight, his first pro fight? Incredible fight. That goes down in December. We'll have Payton on to talk about that and more. And then in 5 minutes, In 5 minutes, guys, this is crazy. In 5 minutes, we have one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the history of the business. Your Olympic gold medalist, the one and only, the man who introduced the 3 eyes to the world of pro wrestling. You know who he is, the pride of Pittsburgh. 1996 Olympic gold medalist, TNA Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer, the one and only Kurt Angle is going to be joining us. But you know why this is so crazy? Do you know why this is so crazy? Because today is October 22nd, 2025. On October 22nd, 2000, at the Pepsi Arena in Albany, New York, at a show called WWF No Mercy, 2000, Kurt Angle went up against The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and he won, after just being in the business for about a year, the WWF title, his very first world championship. Whoops. Myself and my very good friends, Alan Dudkowitz, Richie Scheim, Josh Newpel, Andrew Kligger, the 5 of us took a road trip from Montreal to Albany to be there in attendance because we loved Kurt Angle and we wanted to go to a wrestling pay-per-view, and they didn't come that close to Montreal back then. I had a fake ID. It said Oleg Petrov on it. Long story. Don't worry about it. Some of us slept on the floor in a disgusting motel. The point is, we were there when Kurt won the WWF Championship 25 years ago today. We were supposed to have Kurt on the program back in August to talk about RAF1. Didn't work out. Then they said, let's get him on for RAF2. And so I picked today because RAF2 is going down this Saturday, October 25th as well. Bryce Jordan Center, Penn State. And then it occurred to me 2 days ago, holy shit, every single October 22nd, since October 22nd, 2000, I have emailed those 4 friends of mine from high school, happy anniversary. I'm always the one who remembers because my brain is a little bit crazy like that. I'm always the one who emails, happy anniversary, usually with the clip of him winning the belt. Dun, 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 dun. I always remember. And now here he is on my show, October 25th, 2025, 25 years to the date. How is that possible? How did this happen? Oh, you want to know something even crazier? You guys know about jerrypark.com. Jerrypark.com, 2007. That's when I started this whole thing. I gave myself 6 months to get noticed. I quit my job at Spike TV. I said by April 1st, if I don't have a job covering combat sports, I'm out. I'm going back to production. Do you know who my first guest was on jerrypark.com? My first guest was Kurt freaking Angle. Do you know what date that interview was posted? I didn't even realize this. October 22nd, 2007. 18 years ago today.
Fucking hell.
Nah, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, Frankie. Time is a flat circle. I don't think I got that right. Time is what? A flat line? A full circle? Help me out here.
No, I think it's flat circle.
Yeah, there it is. I'm blown away by this, guys. I'm blown away by it. Truly blown away. They're the guests right there. What do you think of Uncrowned Film #1, GC?
Loved it.
You were locked in. We had a little viewing party.
Yeah. I mean, I was so into it, I didn't even take my jacket off.
Yeah, you were locked in.
Yeah, it was great, man. I've been to BKFC before, but to see it like that was truly incredible. Made me want to watch some BKFC. They got that Italy show this weekend. It was great.
You going to Rome?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. Very impressive stuff. The interviews were fantastic. Shout out to Casey, all that B-roll, all that footage that he got, the different figures that you ran into as the night went on. Gary Copeland, Mike Perry, Jeremy Stevens, McGregor showing up. Dennis, maybe it had a couple libations. Eddie Alvarez, let me bang, bro. Yeah. It was great, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Audio was great. Shout out to Frankie. Music was on point. It was fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Just scratching the surface. We have our second already in the oven, a third in the works as well. And let me be clear, like, it takes time to do these. This was actually a pretty quick turnaround. We're not going to do these every week. The goal is once a month, once every month and a half, maybe even 2 months, depending on how big it is. We're going to do our best to get these out as frequently as possible. But I'm so excited about this introduction, this new addition to our portfolio, as they say. And Frank, really, I mean, you really did I mean, you were like Trey Savage out there. You know, you went 6 innings strong, 10 Ks, no walks, no hits.
Looking forward to him in the World Series.
Yeah, now yourself. Oh yeah, we're feeling good. I mean, we're really feeling good. I mean, I don't know if I've ever felt better. If someone's listening to the pod right now, they're probably thinking, "What happened?" Right?
Yeah, they're like, why is there a dropout?
Nah, man, I'm feeling great. UFC is back this weekend. Pay-per-view watch party on Saturday. Post show, 3-Pac back. We haven't done a full 3-Pac post show in a while. I don't even remember. I think the last one we did might have been in May. Was it in May? Who was the May pay-per-view? Montreal. Yeah, that might have been the last one. So it's been a minute, as the kids like to say. So I'm very, very excited about this. Rick, you happy with the final product?
Couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Super proud of it. You did such a tremendous job,
Oh,
Casey, Frank, everybody here. Like it came out even better than I could have hoped, honestly. Like for the first one to get it done and turn it out this quick, I'm very proud and very happy. Hopefully the fans respond in kind.
Give us a thumbs up in the chat if you watched it. Thumbs up. Thank you to all. I saw a lot of the familiar names, the familiar faces, the familiar profile pictures, perhaps. In the chat, and appreciate y'all very much. Thought it would be fun to have it air in the 1 o'clock slot, and then us to come on afterwards. I thought that would be the move. But we're open to suggestions. We're open to ideas. We're open to all kinds of things. So in a matter of moments, we are going to be joined by the great Kurt Angle. Can't wait to talk to him. Do you think he even knows that it was 25 years ago today? I wonder if someone tells him. I wonder if someone reaches out to him and says happy anniversary. He's going to be a part of the RAF broadcast team this weekend. We had Bo Nickel on yesterday. He's also going to be a part of it. This is in his backyard at Penn State, Bryce Jordan Center, where he's competed many a time. Kurt, Bubba Jenkins, Bo Nickel, and Juliana Pena. That's the broadcast team. So I think it's a pretty good crew. Yeah, there they are. Look at these guys. That's a who's who right there. That's this Saturday, October 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox Nation. A lot going on. Although, worth noting, it won't be coinciding with the UFC. Won't be coinciding with the UFC because UFC is going to finish at 5 o'clock. And I think Joseph Parker's fight is going to finish around 6 o'clock. So, actually, I think it's going up against nothing. I don't know if there's anything else going on Saturday.
Game 2?
Oh, that's right. I mean, from Combat Sports, but yes, Game 1 Friday, Game 2 Saturday. You're 100% right. At the Rogers Center. Shout out to Tommy Aspinall. Looking great out there. Looking great. Did you guys see? I saw some photos of him with the belt in Abu Dhabi. He looks phenomenal. Look at Tom. And we talk about the glow up. I saw Cage Warriors post a picture of him. Look at Tom. Look at Tom from back in the day. Pre-UFC. Wait, now go to today. Wow, look at the glow up. The glow up is real.
The teeth, the hair, the goatee, the tats, the belt, the figure.
The muscles.
Yeah, it's a glow up.
The custom shorts.
This is such a glow up. I would be embarrassed to see what I looked like in 2019.
Oh my God. That is what do we think about the shorts?
They're great, man.
Oh, whoa, well, why'd you pause?
We just got to support, you know? London Eye, Manchester B.
Yes.
That's a little disrespectful, you know? I guess it's
Why
just the Union Jack.
These are the symbols.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a Manchester guy, you know? He's a Manc man, much like myself.
Sure. Rick, can you keep it down over there? I mean, really.
No, he's
Let the man cook.
talking to Curdy Angle, yeah.
Can you keep it down, for goodness sakes? My kids love the Tom Aspinall song. And actually, out of the blue, I kid you not, as I drove them to school today, my son Walter said, "When's Tom Aspinall fighting again?" And I said, "Well, I got some news for you." I swear, because I was singing it. I guess it was on my mind. And he's like, "Oh, I got to see that."
He could have asked any time in the last 15 months. He asked
today. Because
3 days before.
I don't know why, because I was singing it. Claire did the video, so maybe it was all kind of.
I got double good news. It's this weekend, and it's happening at like 4:30 Eastern.
Oh,
so
he's
you
like,
can stay up
he's
for it.
never said, oh, I got to watch that. And then he said, oh, yeah, and when's the Tank Davis fight? I was like, well, let's focus. One thing at a time here, all right?
Wow, and he referred to it as the Tank Davis
That's
fight,
what he
not the
said.
Jake Paul
He
fight.
said the Tank Davis,
Wow.
yeah. And then he said, what about Blob Tang? No, he said Blob Tank. When's that guy fighting? Because I told him about Blob Tang. I was like, no, it's actually Blob Tang. He's like, why Blob Tang and not Tank? I was like, well, there's this guy named Rod Tang, and it's sort of a play on that. But he was excited. And then he was asking me about Cyril, and then I showed him a picture of Cyril, and then he got a little nervous, actually. He's like, oh, that guy looks big. And then I showed him a video of Cyril doing like a, what do you do, like that dunk? Like, you ever see that footage of Cyril on the basketball court? He's like a freaking beast out there. And he's like, oh, man, this guy's got skills. Well, in any event, he's feeling good. He's feeling confident. And everyone is very excited. Okay, like I said, back in the show, Frank Warren. Prior to that, we're going to be joined by Aiemann Zahabi, talk about his big win. Prior to that, Payton Talbott, talk about the big fight against Henry Cejudo. But first, I just went through it, and apologies, I'm going to have to do it again because this is too crazy. This is too special. Without further ado, my friends, we have the distinct honor of being joined right now by one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, one of the greatest amateur wrestlers of all time, one of the greatest Olympic legends of all time, certainly for right here in the United States, 1996 Olympic gold medalist with a broken freaking neck, WWE legend, TNA legend. The guy has done it all. And this Saturday at Penn State, Bryce Jordan Center to be exact, will be a part of the broadcast team for Real American Freestyle Wrestling #2. He is your Olympic hero and mine, the one and only Kurt Angle. Hello, Kurt. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Ariel?
It's so great to talk to you again. It's so great to have you here. But Kurt, I have to say, my mind is a little bit blown right now. And I want to explain to you why my mind is blown right now, okay? This is a crazy, crazy thing. So as you may know, we were talking to your manager, Dave Hawk, about having you on the program prior to RAF1. That was back in August. It didn't work out. You're a busy man. You have a very busy schedule. So we said, all right, let's do it before RAF2, which is this weekend, October 25th. I picked today because it's the Wednesday before. It makes sense. October 22nd. Monday, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Kurt's going to be on. This is great. October 22nd. Wait a second. October 22nd. October 22nd. Why does that date sound familiar? And then it hit me, Kurt. It hit me that 25 years ago today, October 22nd, 2000, Albany, New York, Pepsi Arena, Kurt Angle versus The Rock in his first WWF championship match. A meteoric rise. Rookie year, unlike any rookie year. The great Kurt Angle wins his first belt with Stephanie McMahon by his side. But you know what's so crazy about that, Kurt? It's not just the fact that you're here 25 years later. I took a road trip with my 4 best friends from Montreal to Albany to be there in the rafters, maybe third to last row, to watch our guy, Kurt Angle, who we played his music in our car, full blast, windows down, dun, 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 because we were there to support you in your first match. And every year since, Kurt, I send an email to those same 4 guys and say, happy anniversary, it's true, with the clip of you winning the belt. And now 25 years to the day, you're on my show. Isn't that insane? Isn't that nuts?
That is insane, man. Man, Ariel, I remember when you were first starting out. Gosh, that had to be what?
2006.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago. Yeah, and I remember I was one of your first interviews. And how far you've come is something sort of amazing, man. This is crazy where you are now. You're the man, Ariel.
Well, I appreciate that.
Everybody wants to be on your show.
I don't know about that. I appreciate it. And let's take it just quickly one step further. I then met you at TNA. I was working for Spike TV as a production assistant. We did a little movie with you. You had a great line in there. There's only 2 kinds of people that wear sunglasses indoors: blind people and assholes. And then you punched the guy at the bar. It was incredible for me. It was surreal. How about this? The next year, I decide to go into this journalism thing and I start my own website. As you mentioned, my very first guest was you on my website, jerrypark.com. Look at the date, Kurt. October 22nd, 2007. This same date, 18 years ago today. How is this possible? It was meant to be, Kurt, basically. It was meant to be.
It was, Ariel. I'm glad I called it off last month.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. How are you? How's life?
I'm doing good. Been hanging a lot with the wife and kids. getting to know my family, which I, was away from all these years, doing professional wrestling and everything else. So it's been really nice to be able to be home and spend time with my kids, seeing them grow up and them develop into incredible human beings. So that's my joy right now, is being a father and a husband.
I love it. Is one of them playing the piano right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, I love it.
Lenny,
No, I
stop.
love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. I have it as well in my house. It's tremendous. How did you link up with RAF? And one show down, how do you feel about its ceiling, their prospects?
I think they have so much potential. They have the best wrestlers in the world that are going to compete against each other. Hulk Hogan came to me actually before Hulk passed away. He said, "Brother, I'd love to have you on my team. I'm starting a wrestling team, um, what would you call it? A wrestling
Promotion, a league.
promotion, yes." And he said it's going to be, and I thought, okay, pro wrestling, well, it's another WWE. And he was like, no, I want the real wrestling. I want the freestyle wrestling. I was like, whoa, that's kind of surprising. He said, listen, we can make this thing really big, but I need you to be a part of the team. Well, I turned him down because the first time he offered me a certain amount of money. And I said, well, to be a part of be a part of this promotion, I probably need a little bit more than that. And he said, well, we can't give it to you right now. I said, oh, that's all right, man. I'll pass on it. So then I got in touch, or someone called me about another wrestling promotion called Claw. They're trying to do a wrestling promotion, freestyle wrestling. And I talked to them and I turned them down. So then I contact Hogan again, and I said, listen, let's talk again and let's see if we can make something work. And we talked again and we made it work. And then he passed away in the process of me signing the contract. So Chad Bronstein, the other owner, continued on with me, and he signed me on. So I'm really excited about this, because for the first time, I feel like freestyle wrestling can be mainstream. We're on Fox Nation, which is kind of cool. It's a great mainstream to be on. We had the highest rating ever on Fox Nation, the last Real American Freestyle. So we're expecting to do better this one coming up at Penn State. And this will be our second event. I will be commentary. This is, I feel like a little kid in a candy store now. I get to talk about wrestling, something I absolutely love, and I get to, put these wrestlers over and make them into superstars.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. They have the WWE entrances and stuff like that. They're kind of pro wrestling it up a little bit, but it's working, and I really like it. I also know they're trying to get the wrestlers. They're going to need a little more help with this, but they're having them shit talk each other.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little time for them, to get used to doing that, because you in amateur wrestling, you're taught to show no emotion. You go out there with a poker face on, you get the job done. You don't shit talk. You just go out there and do your thing, and that's it. Now we're trying to add in, a little more. A little more entertainment, where these wrestlers can, bash each other and, talk negatively about each other, try to get, a rise in each one of them. So this is really cool. I think it's been tried before a couple of times, but not with the funding that these guys have. They're able to get this program off the ground, and they have enough money to do it, and they have enough money to keep doing it until it starts making money. And that's the important thing about this promotion, is they have all their corners covered, and they have the money to do it.
I love it. Now, are you just a broadcaster at RAF, or are you helping behind the scenes as well? Are you a part of the team that is, doing that stuff?
I'm helping a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I'm an announcer. I'm also a percentage owner in the company.
Oh, wow.
So that was really thoughtful of Hogan and Chad to include me in the being part owner. So I'm taking a lot of pride in this. I mean, I own part of it now, and this is something that I'm going to take pride in and do the best I can to make it work.
I love that. What was your I saw you had a great tribute to Hulk Hogan after his passing. What was your relationship like with him?
Oh, Terry, him and I were always close. We had a mutual respect for each other. I remember when I got the opportunity to wrestle him, and not only did I wrestle him, but he really surprised me. I mean, he was probably in his late 50s, and I was in the prime of my career, and we had a great match. And the crazy thing is, I'm the first one to ever make him tap out, and I never thought he'd go for it, but he did. He had enough respect for me to say, you know what, Kurt, I'll do the job tonight. And it was really cool that Hulk Hogan did that for me. I mean, he took me to another level.
Wow, I didn't realize you were the first to make him tap. Do you remember when that was brought to his attention and how you how you broached that topic? That's a big deal at that stage of his career.
What he did is we just in case we were going to wrestle again, to continue the storyline. Hogan grabbed the ropes and tapped out.
Wow. Yes.
So he could always bring up that excuse. Listen, Kurt, you didn't make me tap out. I was holding on to the ropes. Let's go again. So, they were leaving it open, the options open in case we wanted to do another program. But unfortunately, it never happened. And so I go down in history as making Hulk Hogan tap.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, I was a fanboy. I was like, holy crap, I'm wrestling Hulk Hogan. I was so excited. I mean, I think he thought maybe I was going to hurt him, but I was just like, I was so ramped up to be wrestling Hulk Hogan, like the biggest name in professional wrestling history. This is crazy. I grew up watching the guy. I wasn't even a big wrestling fan. I grew up watching Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan, and those two were the guys that I really looked up to, and they were my heroes. And I think there are a lot of other people that also can say that too. But I mean, being able to wrestle Hulk late in his career like that and having the great match that we had was it was a dream come true.
By the way, I've never asked you this, and I know I'm putting you on the spot. What do you remember from that day in Albany, the day that you were going to win this belt? And people don't realize, like you were so fresh. You were like a year into the game. Do you remember when they told you, okay, we're passing the baton to you? Do you remember anything from backstage? Do you remember the interactions with The Rock? Anything come to mind?
I'll tell you what, this was really funny. And this is why I respect the heck out of Hulk Hogan. Vince McMahon brought me into his office before the show started. He said, listen, Kurt, I'm going to have you meet with Hulk Hogan in this office. We're going to have chairs facing each other. Your knees will be touching each other. And I'm going to be in a chair facing both of you. And he said, when I tell Hulk Hogan he's losing by tap out, I want you to get out of your chair and I want you to put your nose right near his nose. So he wanted me to scare Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, holy crap, it's Hulk freaking Hogan. I'm not going to scare this guy. And so Vince brings him in the office. I'm sitting down. Hogan sits down. We're facing each other. I get up out of my chair and I go nose to nose with Hulk Hogan. And Vince says, all right, Hulk, Kurt's winning by tap out tonight. And Hulk goes, okay, I'm good with that.
Wow.
And I was like, why would Vince have me do that? Like, first of all, I felt disrespectful by doing it. Second of all, Vince, I guess, thought that Hulk was going to try to be political and talk him out of it. And that's what he told me. He said, listen, I think he'll probably talk me out of it. So I want you to be in here when I tell him. So that was the crazy thing. That's the only thing that went through my mind all day. I'm like, holy crap. I just what's it called? Where you, not scared, but,
Intimidated.
Intimidate, intimidate Hulk Hogan. How can anyone intimidate Hulk Hogan? Like, this is crazy. So it was just really weird. But I was really excited that night to be able to do that.
Do you have any sort of memories of that date, October 22nd, 2000 in Albany, when you were about to become champion? Do you remember when you were told this was going to happen? Do you remember the nerves? Do you remember any conversations with The Rock?
Yes. You know what? Nobody told me until The Rock. Rock
Wow.
came to me and he said, "Listen, Kurt, I'm going to put you over tonight." And I was like, "Holy crap!" You have to remember, I was wrestling main events for the up until then. I was in the business for 10 months.
Yeah.
So I started on TV in late November the year before, and this was October. So I was in the business for 10 months, and I didn't win a lot of matches. Like my first few months, I had an undefeated streak, but after that ended, they started putting me in main events, and I was losing every pay-per-view for like 5 or 6 pay-per-views in a row. I even lost a triple threat match the month before, No Mercy, to The Rock and Triple H. So I was wrestling main eventers, which was putting me up there with them, but I wasn't winning. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Vince McMahon decides to make me champion against The Rock. And so when I showed up at the arena, The Rock pulled me aside and said, "Listen, you're going over tonight, brother. This is your chance." I was like, I hugged him. I'm like, "Dwayne, thank you so much, man. I have so much respect for you. And, you're one of the greatest of all time. And to be able to take the title from you is going to be an honor." So that was the really cool thing about it is me only being 10 months in the business.
Yeah.
And beating The Rock for the world title, and not winning a lot of matches up until then. You don't have to win every match to be made. If you're wrestling with the main eventers, you're up there mixing with those guys, and then the fans envision you as a main eventer and say, "Okay, yeah, Kurt's now a main eventer. He's up there with the mix." But I had no idea they were going to give me the title until that day.
Wow, you didn't know until you showed up. That's wild to me. It wasn't like a long-term
thing. I think Vince
thing.
McMahon wanted it to be a surprise.
Okay.
I think he wanted to surprise me, yeah.
That emotion that we saw afterwards, was that like this right here?
No, that it was, but Vince McMahon wanted me to act out what I did in the 96.
Okay.
So yes, it was. I was excited and I was elated, but I was like doing the same thing I did when I won the Olympics. Vince McMahon wanted me to be so irritating to the fans. He wanted me to be the top heel in the business. And eventually I was. And it worked. And, the crazy thing is I see fans today and they say, "Kurt, I hated you when you were wrestling, but I appreciate you now." So, when they were younger and they were kids and they hated me, for real hated me, finally, when they grew up and understood the business, they were like, "You know what? You did your job, Kurt. And we thank you for that." And that's the best feeling in the world.
I remember when, they courted you, when you showed up on ECW, all that stuff, you win the gold medal. And I don't know if the newer fans realize this or recognize this. When they started introducing you via the vignettes, it was like, oh, of course, the Olympic gold medalist with the broken neck who won in Atlanta, he's going to be like ultra baby face. And then slowly but surely you drop hints of being, conceited or self-centered and I always thought that was one of the most brilliant decisions of all time from back then, from that Attitude Era, to take a guy who was a layup of a baby face, an American hero, and turn him into a heel off the jump. Whose idea was that? Whose plan was that?
That was Vince's.
And what did you think?
He's the one that came up with intensity, integrity, and intelligence. He's the one that came up with my character. He wanted me to talk about my accomplishments and, not brag, but try to be like, modest, but still bragging, and people are like, this guy is a little off.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with this guy. So, Vince is the one that came up with that. And I guess I played the part perfectly because he continued on with it. And it worked extremely well.
Were you worried initially? Were you like, this doesn't really seem like me? I don't know if this is going to work?
Yeah, I was nervous. Listen, I'll tell you this. When I trained for the 7 months before I started on TV, I only cut one promo, and it was horrible. It was in Memphis. And so when Vince McMahon told me I was making my debut at Survivor Series, I said, "Vince," he said, "You're going to cut a promo tonight and have a wrestling match." I said, "Vince, I can't cut promos." See, we didn't have OVW or NXT back then. We had no way for preparing. So Vince said, "Well, listen, I'm gonna give you an opportunity tonight. You're either going to sink or swim." So he starts telling me the promo, and I'm listening. And 3 minutes goes by, and I'm like, "Holy crap, this is a long promo." He didn't write it down for me to memorize it. He was going to tell me at once. He wanted me to go out there and perform it. So after 3 minutes, I stopped listening. And he went on for about 6 minutes. He goes, "All right, I want you to go out there and cut that promo." And I said, "Vince, I'm sorry, but I didn't hear a word you said. You're going to have to repeat it one more time. He said, I'll repeat it one more time. Go out there, sink or swim. I went out there and I got 80% of it right. And he said, you know what? I can work with this kid. This kid has ability. So he starts having me cut promos every week. And week after week, they're getting longer and longer. And I'm getting better and better at them. And I started mastering promos. And I wouldn't have been one of the best in the business at cutting promos if it wasn't for Vince McMahon pulling me out of my comfort zone early on in my career.
Wow.
So he put me to the test and I survived. And so I was a survivor, and I went on, and the rest is history. I wouldn't say I was the greatest promo cutter, but I was pretty damn good.
Do you still watch wrestling? Do you watch WWE? Do you keep up with it?
Here and there. I'm not like into it where I'm watching every week, but I see a lot of great talent there. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns had such an amazing career thus far. I consider him to be one of the greatest of all time. Seeing John Cena doing his stuff, paying homage to other wrestlers in the past, and it's been really cool to see his retirement tour. So I've been watching a lot of it now, and but I don't always watch it every week. So I try to keep up with it and see what's going on every once in a while.
Chad Gable has long reminded me of a mini Kurt Angle. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I think he's great. I'm just happy that he was able to find his niche. I know it's kind of identical to mine, but if it works for him, I'm happy for him. I think regardless whether he did my character or anybody else's, I think the kid's incredibly talented. So I think that he would have succeeded either way. The problem with him?
Yeah.
And I think it's only because the office looks at him like this, but he's a little undersized.
Right.
But that's not an excuse. Chris Benoit was 5'9". Eddie Guerrero was 5'8". Rey Mysterio's 5'5". So, someone like Chad could definitely be a main eventer.
How do you think Triple H is doing in that head of creative role?
He's doing incredibly well. I'm so proud of him. He's a great leader. And the thing is, him being retired and out of the business, he really looks at it as, I need to focus on this business and make it the best it can be. And he's done that incredibly well. So I think TKO made the right decision on making him in charge of creative, and I think he's doing an amazing job.
I think you put TNA on the map in those early days, you and Samoa Joe. Like, some of those matches were incredible, getting over 1 million viewers on Spike TV and all this stuff. And it did seem not that long ago like they might not have been 6 feet under, but maybe 4 feet under. It looked like TNA was coming to its end. And now it seems like they've enjoyed this revival, especially with the partnership with WWE/NXT. What do you make of the state of TNA? Do you keep, they're part of your history as well. Do you keep an eye, maybe one eye on them? Do you pay attention to what they're doing?
I try to watch, especially in NXT. Listen, I never thought in a million years TNA would be involved with WWE.
Yeah.
It gives me hope, because I will tell you this. A lot of WWE fans didn't watch TNA. And now that WWE and TNA are kind of merging together a little bit, hopefully they'll do it more, where I want WWE to buy TNA's library. Because then the WWE fans will see my TNA career. You have to remember, I had 11 years in TNA. I only had 8 in WWE.
Wow.
So I had more of a career in TNA than I did WWE. And I'm hoping that eventually they do buy the library. Now, they're only going to be able to do that if TNA goes out of business. And I don't want them to go out of business. So, I'm just hopeful that someday eventually they'll put it, they'll buy the library.
Is there a part of you, I wonder, who's almost proud or more proud of your TNA run the WWE? Because let's be honest, when you went there, I think there were some people who were starting to write you off, who thought maybe you had this nice run and that was it for you. And then, as you just said, you ended up lasting longer there than you did in WWE.
Yeah. You know what? I had a better career too. I had better matches. And that's hard for me to say, because I had some really great ones in WWE. But I came into my own. You have to remember, when you're a wrestler, a pro wrestler, you don't really come into your own until 6 or 7 years in the business. And that's right. That was right when I quit WWE and went to TNA. And I was having some knockdown, drag out matches with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Sting, Jeff Jarrett, you name it. Bobby Roode, James Storm, a lot of great talent. Motor City Machine Guns, I wrestled those too. Jay Lethal, just a lot of great talent down there that I got the opportunity to work with. And you know what? When I left WWE, I was salivating at the mouth because I saw so much talent in TNA that was untapped that I was like, I can't wait to get down there. And, like I said before, I think I had a better career there. And so I do take pride in that. I do remember that we were doing like 2.2 million viewers a week on Spike TV at one point in time. So we were getting up there. We weren't getting close to WWE, but at least we were kind of competing at one point in time. But and once I went to TNA, I felt like a whole slew followed me.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Nash, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, you name it. They were coming to TNA from WWE. And so we had a lot of good years with a lot of great talent. And I was just happy about my career in TNA.
I'll let you go in a moment. Just two last quick questions.
Sure.
The first one that I wanted to ask was, how is your body? How are you feeling? How are you doing? I know you've been through so much. How are you holding up after all these years?
Well, I had my knees replaced, and that was a blessing. I'm no pain in my knees. They're great. I had a surgery on my lower back. It didn't work, but I started doing core training, and guess what? It worked.
Wow.
That worked, but not the surgery. But I have to have my shoulders replaced, and I'm not looking forward to that. Actually, the doctor said to me, listen, these are 50-50. Some people benefit from it, some don't. He said, you know what, you might want to hold off because technology, they're going to find something else that's going to be better. He said, I promise you, in the next couple of years, there'll be some kind of better method for your shoulder. So you might want to just hang loose for a while. So I've been doing what I can do in the weight room. I can't really lift heavy. I just do go through the motions and try to keep my body in the best shape I can.
Okay. I'm glad.
And I have to keep my weight low because of my knees.
Okay.
But put it this way, they're supposed to last me 20 years. If I gain weight and get heavy, they're going to last me 10.
Okay.
So,
well, I wish you continued good health and hopefully things only get better. The last one was, I was just curious if you were aware of this. There's a UFC fighter named Colby Covington who for the last few years was using your music. And can I tell you, Kurt, I felt kind of funny about this. I felt like he was trying to take your heat and bring it on him because he was having a hard time getting his own kind of heat. And you play that song, people automatically say you suck. But I didn't feel like they were saying it to him. I felt like they were saying it because they're programmed to say it towards you. How did you feel about the way he used the song?
Oh, listen, he called me. He out of nowhere. His agent called me and said, hey, we want to use your music. Can we will be okay? I said, yeah. Colby, he's an ass kicker, man. Go ahead, tell him to do it. But you're right. I think when the fans chant you suck, they're really saying it to me.
Yes, forever. But they say it from a place of love and respect. You're the man, Kurt. It's so great to talk to you, especially on this date. I hope you celebrate. Do you do something with your kids? Do you do any TikTok videos? Something to celebrate. You have to do something for October 22nd.
I'm going to post something today about it.
You should. Did you know, by the way, before I said it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't realize?
You said October 22nd. I knew it's when I beat The Rock.
Okay.
And I also knew you were talking about your first interview.
Okay, amazing. Well, I know you've become somewhat of a TikTok specialist. You have a very famous meme that everyone loves to post of you. You're even signing.
Oh, God, the 1,000-yard stare.
Yes, you're signing those as well, which I urge people to check out. You're doing all kinds of great things. Much love. Yep, there it is. In case you forgot. And there's the autograph. There's the autograph. Thank you so much, Kurt. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll be watching, and it's so great to connect with you again. My best to you and your family.
Thank you, Ariel. Always a pleasure, man.
Take care. There he is, the one and only Kurt Angle, who, yes, I did actually meet in 2006 in Orlando at TNA. And what was really special about that was I wrote a script for this short movie. TNA was with Spike, and Spike hired the production company that I was working for, K2 Pictures, to do like a little short movie to kind of pump up TNA. We also produced a pre-show for his first match against Mojo. So there I am backstage at a freaking wrestling event, and I'm on cloud nine. And they kind of assigned me to be like Kurt's guy. And I don't know if I ever told Brian Gewirtz this, but Kurt told me that I reminded him of Brian Gewirtz, which is the ultimate compliment because Brian Gewirtz, in case you don't know, was head writer for Raw and Rock's right-hand man. I went to Syracuse. He went to Syracuse. Maybe that was the connection that made him think of that. But I really got to know Kurt and his family quite well. And we used to talk on the phone. He told me about the Ultimate Fighter offer back in the day when he was thinking about crossing over to MMA. I think it was Tough 10, the Kimbo season. So, yeah, we go way back. And it's really, really nice to connect with him and see that he's doing, relatively well from a health standpoint, and wish him the best. And love the fact that he's involved with RAF. Who better than Kurt Angle, who knows that side of the game and also knows the other side, the real side of the game as well. Great stuff there. All right, let's move on now and say hello to one of our favorites as well. We found out in December, final UFC on ESPN pay-per-view. December 6th, I do believe, UFC 323. It's going to be Payton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo. What a matchup. We didn't think that it was going to happen so soon. I don't think it was on anyone's radar, but it is in fact happening. Let's talk to Payton about this, how it all came together and how he found out. Hello, Payton. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
What's happening? We're having a little party there? What's going on?
Just hanging out. This is my new house.
Oh, wow. Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up, Ariel? Good, how are you?
Yeah. What are we eating?
A bagel, and I'm rolling a joint.
Yeah.
Croissant sandwich.
Oh, yeah. What are you rolling? A fatty boom batty over there?
A fatty boom batty splifferoonie.
Yeah. You know yourself. I love it. What's in the sandwich? Oh, I caught you mid-bite. I'm sorry. What is that?
Egg, sausage, spinach, croissant, cheese.
Payton Talbot with that lean, mean physique is eating egg, sausage, croissant sandwich?
I got to burn energy. I need lots of fuel.
Okay, all right. I have a bit of a bone to pick with you, Payton, off the bat.
Why?
It's been a couple months. No YouTube videos, no nothing. Like, where's the content, man? I need my Payton videos.
Yeah, well, we've been focusing on quality over quantity lately, and me and William have started living very busy lives.
Uh-oh.
Between the two of us with our different endeavors or whatever. So that's been the main reason. And then also I feel like it kind of got out of hand before the Barcelos fight. Like I was too worried about that. And it kind of, you could see it in the cage. It became a little bit of a distraction. So I'm trying to maintain a healthy balance between the two.
Okay, so we're taking a bit of a break?
No, you can expect something somewhat soon.
Okay.
But, the problem is we want to drop a lot earlier, but we look at it and we're just like, this isn't finished. There could be more to it. So that's why, there's delays upon delays upon delays. So we intend to do stuff more often. It just doesn't happen that way.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Congrats on the new house. These are the spoils of becoming a UFC superstar, right?
No, I'm just renting here.
Oh.
It's the basement. It's all concrete walls. There's no sunlight. So I don't even own this house. I'm renting.
Oh.
My friend's older sister lives upstairs.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like some sort of compound mansion.
Yeah, also no. Shout out to Kurt Angle though. I did not expect to see him when I logged on. That was super cool. There's an ongoing joke amongst my friends that our roided up version of Ryan Hammers would be Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, no, but he's au naturel. He's an Olympic gold medalist.
No, I know, but if Ryan were to be roided, he would look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, shout out to him. Super cool dude.
Yeah, legend. As are you, future legend. Can I ask? Speaking of one Olympic gold medalist to another, you're fighting one on December 6th. And I didn't really plan that segue, but it just sort of happened. How did this happen? How did it, I will be honest, after we spoke to you in June, I never would have expected your next fight to be against Henry. It's a wild matchup that I think everyone's excited about, but I don't think it was on anyone's radar. Was it on yours?
Everybody's pretty much on my radar. The reason it happened is because I said yes. And people see this fight announcement, they see the fights that get made, they don't see how many people say no. And before Henry took the fight, I was trying really hard to fight on the MSG card, and I had been through plenty of opponents that were lower in ranking, but between me and Henry, the rankings in between me and Henry, and everyone said no, and it just seemed like, I don't know, there were all these reasons as to why people couldn't fight, but Henry said yes, and I said yes. I haven't said no to anyone. I was down to fight any of the names in between us, but it just didn't work out that way. So I'm super excited to fight Henry.
Okay.
That's like the best fight I could have gotten.
Okay. Well, I was just going to ask you, do you like the matchup? Is this something that really intrigues you and excites you? And you just said yes. Why? Why do you like it so much?
Because he's just like one of the goats. He was a belt holder at my weight, the weight below. He's an Olympic gold medalist. There will never be another Henry Cejudo. Like, I have a ton of respect for him just for that reason. And I think honestly, it's just I'm not taking fights just because I'm gonna win, or like I'm not really interested in favorable matchups. Like, we're here to just like fight and test the best version of ourselves. So I feel like that's what's important. So yeah, those are my reasons.
Do you like the idea of potentially being his last fight? Do you like the idea of retiring a legend?
Yeah, that too. I love that. Like the fact that, it's rumored to be his last dance. You'll never have that opportunity again. So of course I'm going to take that.
Do you have any kind of friendship, relationship with him? I saw a photo of you guys. I think you trained together back in the day. Here you are. How long ago is this?
That was, I think a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago. It was right after I fought my UFC debut. But yeah, we're good friends. I think we have a lot of mutual respect for each other. I hung out with him for a week and kind of saw, his way of like doing camp, and he was super generous and shared a lot of knowledge with me that I still carry to this day. Gave me a lot of really good advice. Yeah.
So when this fight was announced, did you hit him up? Did you send him a text? He send you something? Any interaction?
I mean, I posted that picture and then he just like commented on it and just wished me luck and said like, just crazy how like that. I think back then when I visited him, it wasn't on either of our radars that we would maybe fight in the future, because that was like right before he fought Maron and he was supposed to retire after that fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think either of us really thought about it, but it's very funny how life works sometimes.
Do you feel like you got intimate knowledge as to who he is as a fighter, things that you can use in this training camp? It's rare to be able to fight someone that you trained with. It has happened, of course, but this is not that long ago.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it's anything like, I don't think it's going to give us a leg up on each other at all. I think it just makes for a better fight because we know each other better. I know about how meticulous he is about everything, and he knows how mental I am. So I think it's just going to make for a better fight because we know each other a little bit better than the average. But we didn't even really train together and we weren't really body on body like that. It was often just like hanging out and training between his trainers.
I wonder if part of the appeal is, after the fight in January, everyone was saying that your Achilles heel is your wrestling, right? Well, how do you shut everyone up? You go up against an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. Is that the appeal here? Like, let me show you just how far I've come.
Not really. Henry's Henry, and I'm down to fight any legend in the sport. I'm not really scared of anybody in the weight class. But I think it's a really good opportunity to see how far I've really come in the wrestling, because I haven't stopped working it just because I beat Lima. Yeah.
Henry kind of rubs some people the wrong way, the cringe stuff and all that. How do you feel about him?
Oh, I love him.
Okay.
It's hilarious. I think if you have, only fans in this sport, you're probably doing it wrong. But beyond that, I know him as a person, and he's just like such a genuine, generous guy. And he's, like I said, giving me advice that I'll carry throughout my career.
Did you watch his last fight against Song Yadong back in February?
Of course.
But
yeah. Watched it since.
Yeah. What'd you think of it? It was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, a little bit. It sucks that it ended in an eye poke. I think that's why he's, wants to finish clean. But I thought he looked good in that fight. People say that he's old, but he moves very fast. He doesn't fight like he's old. And Song's tough. He's like among the top in the division. So Henry fighting back to back to back champions and the elite caliber of our weight class is like, he's still hanging in there.
Do you when you watch him fight, do you see big holes in the game right now based on what you saw in that fight? How do you perceive it?
No, I mean, Henry doesn't really have big holes. I see the fight as winnable, obviously, but he doesn't do anything like super wrong. So, I mean, it's an interesting person to prepare for, but I mean, there's little minute things you can find in every exchange. Like, I think there's small openings, definitely in both of our games.
As always with you, there's always very interesting things happening around the fight game. What was this rock climbing thing that you were doing? I mean, I watched some of this footage. I was terrified. I wanted to call your mom and tell her to stop you from doing it. What is this? Why would you do this? You've got so much going for you, so much ahead of you. This is terrifying stuff. Why would you do this? You could smack right into the rock right here.
People do that all the time.
No. What is this? Why would you do this? This doesn't terrify you?
It's beautiful. We were in Yosemite. I was safely harnessed right there.
But what if, like in the cartoons, like you become
it.
like a pancake, you smack up against the wall? That doesn't happen?
No, I don't know if Newton's law suggests that you swing back harder than you go out. But I mean, I was with somebody that worked there, so he was kind of showing us like the local things to do. And although a lot of those hikes were like extremely dangerous, and if you fall, you would probably no longer exist. I don't know, that whatever, the safety, that's not really my concern. It was just a beautiful experience, and we got to go with somebody that works there and knows all the secret hikes, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow, okay. The safety, not really of my concern.
I mean, if people are doing it,
you're doing it.
I'm sure I'd.
You're not.
Yeah,
you can't be trepidatious up there, right?
No, especially not when you're on a bunch of mushrooms hiking around. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really? That makes it worse.
I just, if somebody were to be.
Got it. Okay. Now, what about this? I got this in the mail yesterday. These Immortal cards featuring you. If I can open this. Oh, here it is. This is something else. You did this thing with tell me about this. And we have some footage. Whoop, there it is. And it comes with like this 3D thing. And there's a great quote in the box. In time, I will become old and sluggish, but for now, I must eat the world, which sort of meshes with what you were just talking about there. Here's a little promo for it. What is this all about?
Yeah, so that's like just an exclusive card I did with Jordan Spector. He was the artist and came up with a lot of the designs on those. And it's, I guess it could just be called like one of my rookie collectible cards. There's only a certain amount of those out there. So I think if you buy those, especially now, and hold them to later on in my career, which I hope to be very fruitful and long, they should have quite a bit of value to them. Or if you just want to collect them and keep them, by all means. But I think they're special because you get one card, but it's almost like 3 cards with the viewing device. Like if you look through it, you get a certain design, and then if you look through the other one, you get a certain design, and then there's just the base design as well. So I think they're super special. Which one did you get? Because there's like 4 designs.
Okay, by the way, I'm just showing people, this is the thing, and so it's kind of like a 3D glasses, and then you see your skeleton and all that. I got this one, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit red. It says 58 of 150.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's like the heartbeat one.
Yeah.
That one's sick. I think my favorite is like the Da Vinci one with like the different arms. That one's super cool.
Let's see if this one's there. The AP. This says AP. There is ego in the idea of immortality. It says on the back. What does that mean?
It's just like artists that want to put stuff out in the world to leave something after they die. That could be a song or a super crazy fight that exists in the UFC archives, or a child even. I think there's just like ego and wanting to leave something behind.
Where can people buy these?
You can buy them on immortals.com, Immortals trading cards, and I have like my own little section on their website. And so when you buy, you enter like a raffle of like winning one with an autograph, And they're different rarities based on the color. So if you get a gold one, that's like super rare. Somebody just recently pulled a 1 of 1 gold one, so
Wow.
that was cool to see. They posted it and everything. So yeah.
I saw you did something, a little radio broadcast. You getting into this side of the fence?
I did a mix for NTS radio. It was like a fundraiser for the World Food Program for like people that are hungry or whatever worldwide. But yeah, I did a lot of my actual music was in the beginning of it, and then I mixed in a lot of electronic music that I like to listen to.
Okay, like DJ'd.
Yeah, I was DJing.
Wow. Okay. Are you training with Faber and the team for this fight?
Here and there. I went there last week. It's good to go and get competitive rounds down there and just pick his brain about things. I'm gonna go to LA probably and train a little bit there, but I feel like I have a really solid team here, and like not just like an MMA team, but like providers and people that can like rehabilitate me. Like I've got like Family First and my body worker, and just tons of people, like a lot of resources here in this small town.
After your win in June, you talked about that ear injury that you suffered against Barcelos. How is it doing now? Any ill effects? Anything creep up?
It's been mostly fine. I get like small little fits here and there, but I think it has to do with like the ossicles in my ear. And as long as I'm like weary about not going up and down in elevation rapidly or like getting hit really hard in the ear, I'm usually fine.
What are ossicles?
Those are those like little tiny like crystal
Oh, wow.
bones in your ears that are responsible for balance.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is this something that will just kind of correct itself over time, or do you think you're gonna have to battle it for a while?
No, I think it's pretty much fixed. Like I think it'll correct itself over time, and I don't think. I mean, I heard it's one of those things that once it's gone, it's like fully gone. Like once the ear like resets itself, it's fine. But
Okay.
even if I have plenty of like remedies to fix it.
Okay. I'll just ask you a couple more and then I'll let you go. Main event for that card that you're on is Marab against Petr Yan. This would be his 4th title defense, successful title defense if he wins in this year alone, which is a UFC record. That's your weight class. What do you make of what Marab is doing? I think you drew his eye, or you were once asked like a question about him and he didn't like the way you described him. And I even asked him about you when he was in my studio. I don't know if you saw this clip, and I think he kind of pretended like he didn't know who you were. So what's going on there, and what do you make of what he's done as of late?
Yeah, I mean, I think what he's done is insane. I love him as a champion. He's just like a really interesting person to observe fight and just like walk throughout the world. Like he's just funny and interesting. But that whole thing started because I like called him dumb in an interview or something. It was like some gag interview, and I said he's like dumber than a box of rocks because I saw this clip of him like dive headfirst in a super shallow water. Like there was no way that you're coming out of that unscathed, like diving into water headfirst when it's like ankle deep. And he like gashed himself, and even in the video he was like, oh, stupid. So I don't know, I just like called him stupid for that, so he got upset. But I mean, I feel like we remedied it because my teammate is Georgian and he's like in close contact with Marab, and they talk sometimes, and they know of each other, and I like spoke a little bit of Georgian to him too. But yeah, I don't know, I have respect for him. I like what he's doing for the division.
Okay. You know Georgian?
Just like little phrases.
Okay. Like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah. Ki means yes. Gamarjoba means like hello.
Okay.
Kagi Tamashi means like good game, good spar.
Do you think he wins? Do you think he beats Yan?
Yeah, I do. I think
Yeah.
so. If he's healthy and ready, yeah.
And one last one. There's a guy fighting on this MSG card next month that a lot of people are talking about, you and him, Malcolm Wellmaker. He's
Yeah.
he's an exciting prospect, if you want to call him that. What do you make of him? Have you seen him at all?
I have. I think he's good. I mean, I think the power in his hands alone is going to do a lot to scare people when they fight him, especially in their game plan. I think like just that carries a lot of I don't know, just a lot of dynamic. Like people are going to go about he's gonna know what people are gonna try to do when he's fighting them. I feel like, and I think he has an opportunity to move up pretty fast if he takes the right matchups, or just works on some of the holes in his games. But yeah, he's definitely on my radar. I think that would be a really fun fight if he keeps doing his job and looks to move up fast.
Yeah, you beat Henry in December. You're right in that title picture. January is a distant memory.
Yeah, that would be very nice. I would like to. Well, no, I shouldn't forget that day. That day should never be forgotten.
No, I know, but it's crazy what like 11 months can do, right? Like everyone in January were saying like, fraud check, never was. Now here you are fighting Henry Cejudo. You beat Henry Cejudo. You're swimming with the sharks.
Yes, yeah, that's preferable. I mean, I'm trying to swim with sharks and become one of them. So that's what I'm here for.
Love it. Well, I wish you the best. Thank you, Payton. All the best to you. Good luck. Great fight. Very happy for you. Congrats on everything you're doing as always. Go check out the Immortals cards. There they are. Payton Talbott, the man. And no pressure, but whenever you do put out your next YouTube video, we will be watching and looking forward to it.
Thank you, Ariel.
Congrats on the new palace. Congrats on the mansion.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. If
you
you are waiting on my YouTube videos and you need something to watch, go watch Alice in Chains Unplugged and just enjoy that moment in history.
Okay. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you, Payton. Good luck to you. There he is, Payton Talbott, kind enough to join us. Returns to action, UFC 323, December 6th. How excited is Frank with the Alice in Chains
The man knows ball.
mention? Do you know what he's talking about?
Absolutely.
What is it? What is it?
Alice in Chains, band from
I know what
early
they
90s.
are.
They did a Unplugged for MTV in the early 90s.
Oh,
knows ball.
And what? They've re-released it or something?
No, it's still available. He was just trying to say, like, go check this out if you need
Wait, he just
content.
referenced something from like 1993?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a documentary about...
No.
Just random.
Yeah, it's not that random when you're like, I'm hungry for content. He's like, well, here's some, like...
Yeah, but
great
that's content from 32 years ago.
Then why haven't you seen it?
I
You have
mean-
a lot of questions. Should we watch it now?
Let's watch it. Let's have a watch
right.
party.
You should have said, if you want to watch something during
I
training
know.
camp.
I thought about it. Uncrowned? Were you saying you gonna say
He
that?
just out-unked you.
Oh, no, I was going to say
Oh.
the Alice in Chains documentary from...
Oh, I thought you were
of
gonna
course,
say-
the BKFC.
Yeah, yeah.
Gun Crown Films made its debut.
Yeah, hell yeah. Alice in Chains, is that Alice Cooper?
Good God.
Alice in Wonderland.
We need to move on.
Oh. Alice Cooper was part of, I think, WrestleMania 3 with Jake the Snake Roberts, and he showed up with the snake. It was a great moment. I was kind of terrified of him because he was a scary... So Alice in Chains has nothing to do with Alice Cooper.
Absolutely not. Although, so Alice Cooper used to have a restaurant in Phoenix called Cooperstown.
Oh, wow.
And it was the funniest because all of the wait staff had to do the eye paint. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So they just looked miserable. They're like, oh, what could I get you to drink? And it's like, why do you look so sad with that black makeup?
Like the baseball place. Have you ever been there?
To the restaurant or to the
No,
baseball
no.
place?
Baseball.
I only found out the baseball place existed like 6 months ago.
Jesus.
It's
what?
tough, man.
You're saying
So many
Alice
stories.
Cooper or Alex Cooper?
Alice.
No, I was talking about... Yeah, well, that's great. I was talking about Call Me Daddy.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there they are. Look.
Oh,
You're a big fan of that pod?
call her daddy.
Oh, is it Call Me Daddy or Call Her Daddy?
Call her daddy.
Call her daddy.
No, it's Call Me Daddy.
No.
Bro, I
Call it-
interviewed
call-
her on the red carpet in
call her-
Paris.
No,
Yeah, very-
Is that why she walked away? Because you
Yeah.
said, "Hey, call me daddy,
By the way, I was hoping...
Alice, Alice, call me daddy." You have anything to do with Alice in Chains? No, I'm Alice Cooper.
No, Alex Cooper.
Are you saying Alex or Alice?
She's Alex.
Call me daddy. Ah, there's the proof. Alice Cooper presents.
Well, by the
Call
way,
Her Daddy.
how are we getting these up so quick these days?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what Jordan's on up there. I send him
Up into
something
the
on
old
Slack.
DeLorean, you know.
I send him something on Slack. It takes 8 minutes to get it up.
Jordan.
we say it on the show. It pops up like that.
All this time, we could have got things up in 2 seconds.
Nah, don't see Jordan. Look what you did. You
No,
ruined
no.
Yeah, I know, I'm setting a
expectations now.
precedent.
Yeah.
It's
It's not good.
unfortunate.
He's got
Don't worry.
ChatGPT open on his
So
screen.
good, so good.
I was hoping when Payton said he recommended you a doc. I thought you were going to be like,
God
by the
damn
way,
it,
like,
Rick.
I did a doc, and just.
Rick, we just said
Yes.
The whole beginning of this conversation.
Oh, sorry.
What did you
I
just
missed
zone
it.
out for a few
I'm
minutes?
2 steps ahead. Rick is 2 steps behind.
Sorry, I was trying to.
Speaking of fatty
the Zoom. There is something wrong with the Zoom.
Oh,
It
we
was all
literally
shit
just did
started,
this.
man.
Oh,
2 minutes
shit.
ago.
My bad.
2 minutes ago we did it.
No, but shame on you for not recommending our doc.
Yeah, no, I thought of it. I feel like he would have
Oh,
poo-pooed it.
Payton, we actually.
He
Can
would
we
have
get
said
it,
like
man?
it's not avant-garde enough or something.
Nah,
you know?
he would love it.
BKFC is pretty avant-garde.
Yeah,
It was pretty avant-garde.
I would say so. By the way, who is the favorite going into that fight? I actually looked on Tapology.
I don't know if they have odds for it yet.
Who do you think? It's kind of fascinating, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be close to even if I'm.
Yeah, I could see like a
thinking
minus 125 like type deal.
For who? Or both ways? Like who would be the minus?
It'll be like
Henry's
Henry
lost.
might be small. In my
Henry's
opinion.
lost like 3 straight, but man, the wrestling.
Yeah, the wrestling.
And he is fighting the creme de la creme.
Yeah, of course.
Well, he said it to you. He's not looking for favorite.
No,
matchup.
but I'm saying Henry.
Oh,
like you said-
Henry's
Yeah.
past losses.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not like he's
For sure.
fighting scrubs.
No.
But at first I was like, wait, what? Payton Talbott, Henry Cejudo. Now I just kind of love it.
It's a good matchup. I like it actually.
It's also, if it is in fact Henry's last fight, what a passing of the torch fight.
You put him. You put Payton
Yeah.
over.
You think he does the job?
No, I don't think he does the job. I think Payton's going to have to earn it big time because stylistically, this is going to be tough. And the part that I was saying just now is he says he wants that, right? He's not here to, carefully select and pick. And he said that he said everybody from his ranking to Cejudo's ranking turned him down. So he's willing to put it all in line. So I respect it out of Payton.
Anyone get a good look at the baddie boo baddies that they had back there?
Mm-mm.
No?
I think they said, what, a splifferoonie?
I think he called it that. It was crazy. The guy was just I don't know.
Free country, man.
Was it a PRJ or was it a
PRJ? What is that?
pre-roll joint?
Pre-roll joint.
You never had a
He said, I'm
PRJ?
rolling.
I don't call it a
So,
PRJ. I call it a pre-roll.
No, we all.
You don't.
Who's we all?
My friends and I would go, you guys bring the PRJs? Yes.
No PRJ. Pre-rolls.
I'm telling you, 2003 Olympic Stadium. If Brad Wilkerson hits a grand slam, I say break out the PRJs.
Let's go to a dispensary after this, walk in and say, you guys got PRJs? And we'll see their reaction, and I'll ask if they got pre-rolls.
My favorite is you're like, what are you doing? They're like, we're eating and rolling some joints. You're like, oh, those PRJs. Like, why would they be rolling a pre-roll?
I don't know. Maybe they're like.
Also, it's a split, so it had the tobacco in it.
Oh.
And croissant breakfast sandwiches, a little sausage, egg, and cheese, a little fatty boom batty. The camp life's not bad.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was sus. Like to have sausage in camp life, you know?
Hey, you said it, not me.
No, I mean it's not good to eat that. It's bad diet. I was worried, to be
For more
honest.
fight
That's what I'm
camp
saying.
recommendations, tune in on every Monday, Wednesday.
Please come to Ariel Helwani for more of your dietary.
More fight camp recommendations. Tune into the 1993 document Alice in Wonderland.
I know, really. Is that in the news?
No,
Are people
in fact, it's him nodding to people like me with like he knows ball. That's
He knows
cool.
ball.
Yeah,
Is it really good?
it's amazing.
What was it? MTV Unplugged?
Yes.
I wish they would still do that, by the way.
Rest in peace, MTV.
Really?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago that they're like we're donezo. Like we're still a brand, but we're not doing anything television wise.
Serious?
Yeah.
Like the channel is shutting down? I don't believe you.
We-
Just yesterday we were talking about the challenge with Jade.
It's tough.
Vice, an obituary for MTV's music channels, officially dead at 40.
Wow.
TikTok killed the MTV star.
I love how
Wow.
the control room is like, Frank, you're wrong, and then Connor comes in with the facts. I love it.
Wow. Well,
All I said was that I thought it was just the UK.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of
That's-
UK talk here. After nearly 40 years after debuting in the United Kingdom, MTV is retiring several of its channels there.
I'm also
According to BBC.
seeing BBC reporting.
Were we not a part
right.
of the United Kingdom at some point?
They have now turned into a 24-hour ridiculousness network.
Frank,
Nice.
swing and a miss.
Shout out to Rob Dyrdek.
Nah, he'll apologize maybe. At
All
some
right,
point.
he's talking to me saying that we have to move on, so we'll move on. All right, big win this past Saturday for one of our own. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Aiemann Zahabi. He's one of our own. And I think that he just got out of the operating room. Let's go to Aiemann, who was victorious this past Saturday in Vancouver. Hello, my friend. Oh, we almost lost you. You look fantastic. You've never looked better, Aiemann. How are you?
Thank you so much. Great, great. I feel good. I feel like $1 million actually. You know, a big win on the weekend.
I think you did you not go under the knife just like yesterday or 2 days ago?
Monday.
Oh, there it is. What happened? What happened?
Yeah, so my not only did I get dropped in round 2, but my forearm broke in round 2.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I thought, I don't know if I wanted to talk about it or not, but when guys lose, they always talk about how this broke or that broke. I was like, you know what? When I win, I should talk about what happens in there as well, because I'm not only overcoming getting knocked down, but I also overcame fighting with a broken arm, and nobody noticed. Like, I kept such a poker face. I kept using my jab. I kept doing everything as if nothing was broken. And I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Sébastien Simard and the guys at Centre d'Excellence Orthopédie de Montréal. They have the clinic on 440. So thank you guys for taking care of me on Monday. Like, I landed on Sunday. Monday, I got my tests done, and then I got the surgery on Monday as well.
Wow. And you were out when? Yesterday?
No, it's Monday. Everything was done Monday.
And you were able to leave?
I was able to leave, done, in and out, bing, bang, boom.
I saw the x-ray that you were kind enough to provide us. I mean, that is a clean break right there.
Clean break. And you know what? Did you notice during the fight, Ariel? Did you notice in round 2 or in round 3 of me slowing down or like not using my left or changing my style or doing anything different?
No.
No, I just kept carrying on, man. And I want people to know there, because like a lot of people keep counting me out and think, that I'm soft or like I don't have what it takes to be at this top level. But I feel like now I'm undeniable. Marlon is supposed to be this guy who's the best round 3 guy. I think I did better than him in round 3. I stepped on the gas in round 3. I feel like he didn't do as much as I did in round 3. I even outstruck him in round 2 after getting dropped and getting my arm broken. I've got a lot of heart, and I'm devoted to becoming champion, and that's what I want to be.
Just curious, just about the injury. Did you notice? Could you feel it, or did it only hit you afterwards?
Yeah. When it happened, I felt a weird tingle that I have never felt in my life. My first broken bone ever in my life.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yes, and I knew, I'm like, okay, something's different, but I gotta give everything I have. Like, there's no turning back. I'm in the fight, and I didn't let it dissuade me. I just said, you know what, stick to what I had prepared and fight the fight that I came to do.
Incredible. Well, that makes the performance that much more special and impressive. As you probably know, Marlon thinks he won the fight. He said so on social media. He was on our show on Monday talking about it. Have you seen any of the things that he has said? And if so, what do you make of it?
Well, I really feel like I won round 1. I landed double the strikes. I landed 20 strikes. He landed 11. I feel like there's no doubt in round 1. And I feel like I backed him up more than he backed me up. I feel like, it's kind of funny to me because a lot of people confuse circling, sidestepping, and maneuverability for running. Well, what I'm doing in there is it's not cowardly. I'm being tactical. I'm not staying on the runway, right? So I laugh at the fans who don't know what they're looking at and they're making fun of what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is tactically very efficient. And so I just find it funny, but I didn't find it to be like that I was conceding any of the octagon. Actually, his back hit the fence a lot more than mine hit the fence in the first round. Second round, I understand that he won it. I got dropped, but I still ended up outstriking him. Like, when I got dropped, he let me recover for like almost 2 minutes. And then I finished the last minute much stronger than he did, and I backed him up to the fence, and I threw a flying knee, and I landed combos. I landed a nice clean 1-2. Also, I backed him up with strikes. So I feel like I left round 2 with an exclamation mark. And then we did the stare down, like he's trying to intimidate me. I literally signed to fight you 2.5 months ago, prepared for you for 2.5 months. You think I'm going to be afraid of you? I fight in an octagon for a living, man. I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not afraid of anybody else. So I found that it kind of was like a weird tactic. I want to give him props, at the end of the round, like I do with all my other opponents. For me, it's just business. But it seems like for him, he needs like to hate his opponents. He needs emotions. Me, I don't need emotions. I'm more like a hitman in that sense. Like, I know what my mission is, and I'm going to carry it out. I'm coming to kill the guy no matter what. I'm coming to find a way to win. And then in round 3, right after round 2 ended, you hear Xavier Louis say, "These are the most important 5 minutes." It says it in French, C'est les 5 minutes les plus importants. And I just nodded my head, and I was like, yeah, he's right, man. I'm just going to give everything I have these last 5 minutes, and there's no backing down now. And I feel like I poured it on in round 3. Even with a broken arm, I poured it on.
And did you feel when the fight was over? Did you feel confident you had done enough?
Yeah. Listen, in the end of the day, you're not your wins and losses. You are what you choose to be. And I choose to be a very positive person. And I choose to perform with courage and honor and respect. And when we're on our coach's shoulders, I went to hug him again for the second time. Like after the fight, I wanted to give him a dab. He didn't want to give me a dab. I was like, okay, whatever, man. You want to be like that, be like that. So, but then when we're on the shoulders, we're like coming towards each other. So I reached out to hug him, and he accepted my hug. And I told him, I'm like, Marlon, I'm like, thank you and your team for giving me the best night of my life. Like I was so happy. And he smiled and he said, thank you to me too. And then that's it. We went on our way. And I thought we were good. And you hear for us, we have another clip that we posted on our social media. You hear for us, when I went to hug Chito and Faraz went to hug his coach, Faraz said, no matter what, win or lose, respect. And they agreed. They nodded their heads. But then when I won, he stormed out of there, So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's personal. I think in the end, I heard your interview with him. I think he put a lot of effort and he cut out all the distractions and he did his best for training camp. And I'm sure it doesn't feel good to come up short. And, I have nothing against him still. I respect him as a fighter for sure. And, I just wish he was, more respectful throughout the fight.
In fairness to him, I will say in that chat on Monday, I thought he was very professional and respectful. I know he left the cage afterwards and maybe you wanted to just kind of like show respect. But I felt like he didn't come off having any sort of animosity towards you or sour grapes. That was my impression.
No, I agree. That's why I'm just meant
in the moment.
Like the fact that he headbutted me during the fight and refused to dab me. That's the only two things. But I mean, after like in your interview, I didn't feel like he really attacked me. I didn't feel like he disrespected me after.
Okay.
It was just like that moment during the fight where he headbutted me. I didn't love it. And when he didn't want to dab after the third round, I thought that was weird.
Your fights are very close and very entertaining. These are two very close fights against two very good fighters. Is there a part of you in the next one, like, do you want there to be no doubt whatsoever? Are you longing for a definitive finish now? Or at the end of the day, is it just a W? That's all you care about?
Yeah, I don't think there was a doubt in this one, and I don't think there was a doubt in the Aldo fight either. I mean, look, what did you think? Did you think Marlon won this fight? Did you really think Marlon won? I don't know.
I thought, just being honest, because I will be honest, I thought initially Jose won the fight against you in Montreal. I said that, I think, to you. This one I thought you won. This one I thought you won 2 rounds to 1. I thought you won 1 and 3.
Yeah, and then let's say if we just touch on the Aldo fight for a second.
Yeah. That's old news. That's old news. But I bring that up only to tell you that I don't lie to you. I keep it real. So this time I'm telling you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never called you a liar.
No.
Never called you a liar. No. Yeah. I always speak good about you, brother.
Thank you. As do I.
Yeah. But let's say for the reasons why Aldo won round 1, I win round 2. I outstruck him in round 2. I made him go backwards in round 2. I was the more active fighter. I was more relentless. And even DC, Dominic Cruz, and Dean Thomas are saying Aldo slowed down. It's obvious Aldo's slowing down in round 2. So it's like the judges are taking that into consideration that he's slowing down, right? And I feel like in this fight with Marlon, landing double the strikes in round 1 and making him back up in round 1, and for all those reasons, I felt like I did the better job in round 1. I won round 1. And in round 2, I landed way more and I pushed the pace harder in the different situations. His back was against the cage a lot more than mine ever was.
So all in all, you get this win. You're on this amazing winning streak. You're now 7th ranked in the UFC.
Yeah.
Like not that long ago, it was kind of touch and go, right? You started your career in the UFC with a win, then you lost the next 2. You haven't lost since then. How surreal is this to see your name up there with those guys?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. My 7th win in a row. Now I'm number 7 in the UFC. My daughters both turned 7 this year.
Wow.
They're born on July 7th, so their birthday's 7/7. It's like a whole numerology kind of conspiracy going on here. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
But I'm blessed, and I want to thank God for all the blessings and the bounty He's given me. It's been really, really good. The theme for this training camp, because I was nervous. I'm like, man, can I really win 7 in a row? Like, I've been so successful, but I decided, the theme is going to be, I put all my faith in God, but I work like it's all up to me. And no matter what happened in the fight, I was just gonna find a way to win. I was gonna adapt and fight harder and fight smarter as the fight went on. And if you watch the fight closely and you're a fan who's educated, you see that the way I fight round one, it wasn't the way I fought round two, and the way I fought round three wasn't the way I fought round two.
I love the sevens, by the way. And another connection between us, I'm born July 8th. So like almost on the
No
same.
way.
Yes. There's something going on here between us. I don't know.
Yeah. My mom is born July 6th.
Oh
my
my gosh.
wife and both my daughters born July 7th, and then you July 8th. Listen, you gotta invite me to one of these parties.
I know, and same here. I don't even need like a notification whenever you fight, because I will get flooded with messages anytime you're about to weigh in, anytime you're about to make the walk, you're about to fight. People love this thing that we're long lost brothers, and I try to live vicariously through you because you're doing things that I can never in a million years do. But it's amazing to see you on this stage doing these incredible things, especially because we knew your brother, for so long as the man at TriStar, and now you have become the man. You have become the face of TriStar. Isn't that incredible after all these years?
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty great, honestly. Like my brother has really been prioritizing me as of late too, and I'm like his highest ranked fighter right now in the UFC. So it kind of feels nice that I went from, like, I know you mentioned it before, but like I went from being the background guy, supporting actor, assistant coach, and pad holder, and all these different things to like lift all the guys, the generation above me, my mentors. And then now it's kind of like full circle, and I'm the top guy, and I'm Firas's main fighter now. So it's nice that I started from the bottom and I made it all the way to the top. It really doesn't feel like nepotism to me, because I know that I put in all the hard work and I sacrificed so much to not only get myself here, but I lifted others before me, and now it's my turn to be lifted. So it's nice to have a team like TriStar who understands that's what it takes.
By the way, speaking of TriStar, is Rory coming back? What's going on over here? What's the scoop here?
I don't know if he's going to come back to fighting, but he's been training much more often, and he's helping some of the guys, especially the heavier weights. He's been helping them out a lot more, and I'm just so happy to see him more often at TriStar.
Yeah, you kept that answer very short, so we'll leave it at that, because I feel like something's going. He's talking about 2-a-days now and all this stuff. I feel like the fire is back.
No, I don't think he's going to come back.
You don't think?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, you got to be hungry and you got to want it. Like the desire it takes to win at the highest level, it's a hunger that can't be done by a hobbyist, and I'm not saying he's a hobbyist. I just mean he's been retired for so long to come back. It's like, he has everything he needs. He doesn't need fighting. He doesn't need fighting no more. He's already a success. He was a success in fighting. He's a, world-class fighter, champion in multiple promotions. He doesn't need to come back to fighting. He can be successful in different ways now. He has different chapters in his life to live. It's more like my time now. It's more like for me now to go for the belt. Maybe beat Sean O'Malley, then face Merab. So I got a bright future, and it's all about me fighting for the belt now more than anything.
Okay, so I know you saw that O'Malley response. You called him out. How confident are you that this can actually be made next for you?
I mean, him making the video, to me, it's an acknowledgement of the call out. And listen.
He was sort of clowning on you, though, it seemed like, no?
How can he clown on me? I just won 7 straight. He just lost 2 straight. He can't clown on me. Listen, it benefits him beating a guy who just won 7 straight, right? Plus, I'm an unk. I'm going to be 38 in a few weeks, man. Yeah. Doesn't he want a layup? Doesn't he need a little layup? Does he need some help? Does he need something make him look good? Beat an unk like me, man. I've got 7 straight. Come fight old Uncle Aiemann. Huh? Get over here, little guy. And I'll give him a little noogie in the fight. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? You think it might happen? You think they'll do it?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't they do it?
Have you gone in any sort of temperature from them? Your management, anyone talk to them about this idea since you put it out there?
Not yet. I've been, just recovering. I love this poster, guys.
Yeah.
You guys see this poster?
Yes.
Listen, me and Sean O'Malley at the White House, Trump's birthday, Canada versus U.S. Canada wins, we get the United States. United States wins, we give them Canada.
Wow.
That's on the line. Put it on the table. Put it on the table.
I didn't realize those stakes were involved, but that's big time stuff.
No, it's big stakes, guys. It's big stakes. It's big stakes. Listen, it's going to be a fun matchup. It's the same reason why I want to fight Marlon. I feel like we gave a great fight. I feel like we put on a great show. I'm the kind of guy who, as the fight goes on, I get better. I perform better as the fight goes into deeper waters. I get used to it. I figure out my opponents. I change as the fight goes on. And I think with Sean O'Malley, we could make fireworks together.
Yeah, no, it would be big. It would be big for you, and I certainly understand why you would call him out. He's one of the biggest names in the division. By the way, speaking of TriStar, what
And
about
he's on 2 losses.
right?
He's on 2 losses. And he's like, look, when you lose to the champ 2 times, you're not getting another title fight. So he's got to fight somebody. And Merab is doing the other job where he's eliminating 2, 3, 4, 5. By June next year, I'm going to be up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to take out everybody else.
Do you think how far, realistically, how far away do you think you are? Because you're right, he has fought a lot of these guys, and now he's fighting guys twice. How far away do you think you are?
You think UFC wants to see him fight the same guys again? I mean, I doubt it. I think I'm 1 fight away. I think I beat Sean, and I'm there.
Wow. Could you imagine Zahabi title fight in Montreal next spring?
Yeah, I got that email. Yo, they generated something like $38+ million for the city of Montreal when they came.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping we bring him back. And you see Charles Jourdain win with that flying knee?
Man, the Jourdain brothers are killing it. And what about the guy I wanted to ask you about, Rat Garbage, which I hope he brings
Mandel Nalo?
in the UFC after all these years?
Damn,
How great was that
man.
to see him finally?
It's Unk season. Season, guys. Okay? We're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. Listen, Mandel's got 100% finish rate. He's the longest guy in the division at lightweight if Jalen Turner stays retired. If Jalen Turner comes back, he's the only guy longer than Mandel. And Mandel can give all those guys problems, man. Every single one of them.
He's someone that has been sort of scratching and clawing his way to get to this point. When you saw him win that Contender Series fight and get the contract, what did that feel like?
I was so proud of him. We're all at the dorms watching the fight. We're all got together for that. I'm super proud of him. And it just like, I feel like, for me, my story and Mandel's story, has a lot to do with like to being dedicated, having discipline, being dedicated and devoting yourself to the MMA game. Stick to it. When you lose, it doesn't matter. Mandel's lost before. I've lost before. We put our head down. We did the work. We didn't complain. Whatever Frost had us go do to get better and improve, we did it. And we took the fights that we had to do. And our back was against the wall. And guys missed weight. We took the fights anyway. Like Aldo missed weight by 8 pounds. I remember one time Mandel had a fight. The guy missed weight by like 14 pounds or 15 pounds. He took the fight anyway. He beat the guy with a TKO in the first round. So dedicate yourself to the sport. Work hard. Be disciplined. Cut out the distractions, and you too could make it. And don't let people put age as a time limit on you. Don't let other people's limitations stop you from achieving something great. Whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a plumber, an electrician, you want to go back to school at 35, I don't care, man. You do it. If that's what you want to do, it's better you do something you love every day than do something you hate.
Man, the wisdom that you are dropping on us right now, I'm starting to think, this reminds me of some of the stuff that I read in a book called Chop Wood, Carry Water.
Yeah.
The great Mindset Mike slid into the DMs. I'm having like an ongoing chat with him for the last few weeks, and the guy drops like mad knowledge on me, like paragraphs. And he told me to buy this book, and I read it. I bought it and I read it.
Oh, amazing!
And now I see it. I see the transformation. I see the stuff you're talking about the mind. It's a brilliant, not just for a superstar athlete like you, but for regular people and how you can apply it to your day-to-day life. So I see that the work is turning into great success for you.
Yeah, it's great success. I reread that book on the flight to Vancouver.
Wow. Second time?
Yeah, second time just to refresh, and like I had nothing else to do on the plane. So I was like, let me refresh. This was a good book. And it helped me come to a realization that I already won, because throughout the training camp, I improved myself as a father. I improved myself as a husband. I improved myself as a fighter. I improved myself as a businessman. I improved myself in marketing. And I improved myself in the last 3 months so much that even if the result is a loss, I'm still a winner at life. I'm more than those 15 minutes. And as long as I want to go out there, I want to perform. So I started calling my practices rehearsals instead of practice.
Wow.
Because really, in the end, I want to go out there and show my skills. Like I was talking to Dominic Cruz in Montreal when I was fighting Aldo. Like I just bumped into him at the Starbucks and we were talking. And I was telling him, I'm like, the worst thing that can happen to me is I slip on a banana peel and I get finished like in the first 10 seconds of the fight. I didn't get to show the upgraded version of myself. I didn't get to show the new skills that I added to my game. I didn't get to show my passion, my heart, my drive, Like that's why like I'm kind of proud that my arm broke during the fight and nobody could tell the difference. Not even Faraz. And Faraz knows me like the back of his hand. And even he couldn't tell that my arm was compromised, you know? And I battled through all the adversity against Aldo and against Vera. And I did it, I feel like, with class. And I showed how great I am.
Wow. Yeah, no, you really did. Everything you said there is 100% accurate. How long does this sideline you for? Like, when do you think you can return after having the surgery?
I have my first checkup November 6th. So then I'll get my official timeline then.
Okay.
But until then, I'm not 100% sure.
Aldo retired, by the way, so you're the last guy to ever fight Jose Aldo, unless he comes back again. What do you think of that? Is that a distinction that you're proud of?
Yeah, I'm very proud of that, because obviously when people are going to want to revisit his career, which they will, because he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, I think that, my fight will always be watched now because it was his last one. I also find I have a unique historic win with him because the other featherweights that beat him at featherweights were featherweights, and I made 136.8. So I feel like I'm the only bantamweight to beat featherweight Aldo.
That's right.
So I have like a unique win in that sense. So I go, I feel like it's nice that I'm starting to collect all these records now. Like GSP has the greatest win streak in Canadian history in the UFC, 13 wins. I have 7. The next one is 5. So like I've separated myself now, and I feel like I'm at the top of the sport. And I'm very proud to be here, and I'm proud of all the pain and anguish and the patience I've done to arrive at this point. And I feel like no one could tell me anything about adversity. I faced a lot of it, and no one can ever tell me I wasn't patient.
Second longest winning streak for a Canadian in the UFC, behind the great GSP. Seeing GSP and Zahabi, it's like peanut butter and jelly up there. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. One last thing: if and when you get to a title fight, let's say sometime in 26, if you do win that one fight, do you think Merab's the guy holding the belt? Do you think he gets by Jan and maybe one more? Do you think he's still going to have this? And
definitely possible.
Yeah, you feel like he's just on another level right now.
I mean, after his last fight against Corey Sandhagen, what he said on the mic has made him now my favorite champion, because
what did he say?
He reminded me of GSP. He showed a lot of humility. He said, because they were praising him, right? He just won again, and he's probably one of the greatest bantamweights of all time, and they're praising him. And he said, you know what? He's like, even me, I can lose with one punch. Even me, I can lose in 1 second. Like something can happen and I lose. And it just goes to show that, it hasn't gone to his head. And in my opinion, I don't take that as weakness. I take that as a strength, and I take that as it reminds me of GSP, because GSP, no matter how many times he won, he still stayed humble, and he had a lot of humility, because he knew that any moment one punch could put his lights out, or maybe he slips and he ends up on the bottom, he gets grounded. Like anything could happen to any one of us. It's not always the better fighter who wins. It's the guy who fights the best that night. And that humbleness actually makes you more dangerous. A lot of people take kindness for weakness, but I don't think it's that at all with guys like Merab, even myself. People think because I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a nice guy. I'm actually a good guy. I've got a backbone, and I ain't backing down if I think my principles are right. I ain't no pushover.
So at this point, life is good. 7 in a row, second longest winning streak. You just had a little bump in the road with the surgery. You're back next year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Now you could go into the holiday season just chilling, enjoying the fruits of your labor. TriStar is back. The Zahabi brothers are on top. Yeah. What a life, my guy. What a life. The Blue Jays are in the World Series. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but I am. The Expos have a documentary on Netflix. Everything's coming up Canada right now, dare I say.
Montreal's on top.
Montreal's on top. The Canadians are on fire.
Listen, I ain't going to be taking it that easy. I don't want these guys to, stay on your toes, okay? I'll be getting ready. I'm going to be getting ready here. I'm going to be getting ready in here, and I'm going to be finding a way to be ready for 2026. Don't you guys worry about me. I'm coming hung. I'm starving. I want what all these guys have. I want it. I'm coming for everything.
I love it. Well, congratulations. Enjoy the win, Aiemann. Get well soon. Congrats to your family as well, and looking forward to seeing you.
Before I leave you.
Yes, please.
Ariel.
Yes.
When you come to Montreal, next time you come to Montreal, visit your family.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Suitably, man.
Okay. Wait, which one?
Let's get you suited up.
Oh,
Those are my suit sponsors.
That's your. Wait, what is it called? What is it called?
It's called Suitably.
Suitably. Okay, where is it?
Yeah, they've got many locations. They have one in Old Port, and they're opening one now in Laval also.
Wow.
But when you come to town,
Yes,
send me a message.
Yes.
We'll go visit them. They're great guys. You're gonna love these guys. They're two brothers. They're the best of the best. Menches, okay?
Okay.
Couple of menches.
I love it.
And they love Montrealers. They sponsor some Montreal Canadians. They sponsor me with the suits, and I'm sure they'd love to have you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We will do that. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Aiemann. All the best to you, and congrats again. Get well soon.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Always. There he is, the great Aiemann Zahabi, who's on some kind of run, 7 in a row now. Second longest winning streak ever for a Canadian in the UFC, ever. Behind the great GSP. Think about some of the great Canadians that have fought in the UFC, dating back to Carlos Newton back in the day, Roy McDonald. Think about those greats. Sarah Kaufman, Alexis Davis. So many. Second ever behind GSP. GSP 13, he's at 7. Second best significant striking defense in UFC bantamweight history, 70.3%. Second only to Vaughn Lee. Shout out, throwback. And what a run. Ranked number 7th. 7 wins, ranked number 7. His daughter's born 7. That is kind of crazy, by the way. The wins, Draco Rodriguez, Ricky Tercios, Ariki Lang, Javid Basharat, Pedro Munoz, Jose Aldo, Marlon Vera. Those last 3 in particular, very, very impressive, as was the Basharat and Ariki Lang fights. And he's right there in the mix. Let's see those rankings again. He's 7. O'Malley 1. Obviously, the champ is Merab. Merab fighting Jan. Umar fighting Batista. 2 versus 9. How the turntables have turned. Cejudo there, Payton there. I wonder who he gets. I could see a Zahabi Figgy fight. They just fought around the same time as each other, like literally, what was it, 2 weeks apart?
I could see Song Yadong.
You could see Song as well. Yep. Does he have a fight yet? He doesn't, right? Since the Henry fight.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Henry's going to come back before him. Something must have happened. Some kind of delay.
How much of a G is Zahabi? Just like landed on Sunday, doctor on Monday. They're like, yeah, it's going to need surgery. He's like, let's just do it now.
And then go home.
Knocked it out.
Crazy.
All right, enjoy your holiday, man. You can relax.
Yeah.
I'm not relaxing.
No. I'm eating everyone's food. No, he's great. He's such a great guy. His brother's a great guy as well. He reminds me of a lot of people that I grew up with. Very, very Montreal. His accent is familiar to me, so it's always kind of fun. It's fun to interact with them, and I know all the jokes about us. Look, I don't really see. I mean, I see it.
Stop it.
No,
stop it.
I see it. Can I just say I see it? But like, there's differences. Like my beard is very different than his. He's got the
yeah. But if you guys
had the
you do have a
same
bit of difference in the teeth as well. If you guys were closed mouth after both getting the same like beard grooming, and you like grew the hair out.
Yeah, same
like, the
kind
facial structures, the hair, the like the color and everything. Like when he was shadow boxing, when he was about to go on, and they showed him beforehand, I was sitting there in my living room. I was like, this motherfucker really looks like Ariel about to go out there and fight.
Just do me a favor.
Here's the video concept. Sorry, Frank. Here's the video concept. We go up to Montreal.
Yeah.
Do the suits.
Yeah.
You both get fitted.
Yeah.
You get the same beard treatment, the
same
hair level, and we see what's what.
One better, just ask to look at his phone. Face ID opens right up.
That's a good question.
That's a real test.
After you go to Suitably and they're like, oh, we already have your measurements on file.
Do you think that would work? I don't think that works.
I think it would.
You think so? I think it's something in the eyes.
No, it's based on like facial recognition, bone structure, the different like positions of the various features. I think you're close enough that it probably would work.
Wow.
Like a twin can open another twin's. Like,
I think it would work as well.
I think it would work.
On Crown Films.
Is that true, by the way? Can a twin? Wow.
If you're close enough in face, you can open it.
Definitely, bro. There's some times where I don't look like myself and it works.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How different do you look?
Right when you wake up.
Nah, you still look like yourself.
You got the eye shades on. They're halfway up. You can only see one of my eye.
And it opens?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You sleep with eye shades?
Hell yeah, bro. You don't?
No. Like you sleep with the thingy?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Satin.
Always?
Always.
No matter what?
Yeah, I learned it when I worked the graveyard shifts at ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I became accustomed to it. You got to get that pitch black, ice cold.
You know what's weird
about me?
You got to
learn to sleep, bro.
What's weird about me is I hate anything on my face while I sleep. I like one time I tried to do the No. It was.
keep guessing.
Yeah, keep
Sleep
guessing.
apnea machine.
No.
The nose thing that keeps it wide
The
open.
teeth whitening things. that
Oh,
you
the
put-
strips.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Crest
No,
White strips.
not strips, but it was like a thing.
Oh yeah, you bite down on it.
Yeah.
A mouth guard.
It was like a mouth guard. Yeah. Couldn't do it after 2 days. Wasted all my money. But yet, like last night, hoodie, t-shirt, sweatpants, socks. That's what I'm sleeping
Do
in.
you sleep outside?
So like the rest of my body is super. I know there's some people who sleep like just in their underwear, boxers, whatever, just a shirt. Whatever. I have to wear layers, but then nothing on my face. I can't have anything on my
You
face.
mentioned this to your doctor.
No.
If I go
what is the-
winter sweatpants,
Yeah.
hoodie, then you go eye shade, then you go hoodie up,
and
I lay down in my bed like it's a coffin, I'm going out for 10 hours. 10 hours.
You guys mummies?
No, I actually sleep like a
Can you
dead
sleep
person.
on your back just dead still like that?
No.
That's that's like how I
I
sleep.
love how you cross
When
your
we would-
arms like you're
When I would
coffin.
party in college, if I was on my couch, like I made it home from the bars in college, and I was on my couch and I knew I was about to pass out, I would jokingly cross my arms, and then I'd wake up at like 10 a.m. and my
so
voice
you-
would be
you
like,
get it.
"Are you good?" I'd be like, back from the dead.
So you get it. You get the hoodie thing, right?
I love sleep. If it's cold out, I love sleeping in a hoodie.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say I was crazy.
It is crazy.
No.
No. Hoodies.
Fan
hoodies
on,
acceptable.
feet hanging out underneath the comforter because it's still too warm.
Oh no, I crank the AC.
I get the
68.
not
Okay,
wanting
so I
things on
appreciate
your
that.
face though. I understand.
No, love it. Eye shades will change your life.
They do make some eye shades that are supposed to like not be felt on your face and then like keep it cool.
Yeah, they're like sculpted. I got the.
How does Helwani sleep? You like a skydiver? You on your back? What's your move?
What's skydiver?
Me? Like I'm face down.
Yeah, I knew
head
you
turned
would
on
be.
the pillow.
Wait,
you would.
you're on your stomach?
Yeah.
I'm on my
Crazy.
stomach.
Whoa, that's
On
crazy.
my stomach.
Arm
I
under
sprawled
pillow.
out.
I might end up there like by the end, but no way. On my back.
I got
Start on your back and you might end up on your stomach.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you're a
move around.
tosser and turner.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh,
queen
okay.
size bed. I use how wide my body is. I swear to God, I get in like a dead person.
Wow.
Just no movement. Just
I'm just picturing GC actually in a coffin.
you want to know some crazy shit? Sometimes if I got sweats on, sometimes I'll under the covers put my hands in my pockets
All right, man.
and
This is
Oh,
children's-
okay.
children's
No, I
fall
appreciate
asleep with my hands in my
weird.
pockets. Just wake
Oh,
up.
this is weird.
Keep your face mask on,
Yeah.
weirdo. It's
You know,
crazy.
you know what's crazy? My dad. I like the hand under the. By the way, is our next guest here or
No,
not yet?
not
Okay,
yet, not yet.
I was wondering if Frank was listening to us talk about all this.
Well,
Not-
Frank is.
Yeah,
not
the other Frank. I like the hand under the pillow. Shout out Stuart Scott. May he rest in peace. As cool as the other side of the pillow. My dad would always sleep. I still think till this day with one pillow, like head on the pillow, and then another pillow over his other head.
That's crazy.
So he would like sandwich his head with two pillows. And I remember this as a kid, you're in hotels, you're seeing this. And then I remember asking him one time, why do you sleep like that? Why do you cover your face with the pillow? And he told me that when he moved from Lebanon, he was born in Egypt, moved to Lebanon, then moved from Lebanon to Montreal. He lived in a tiny, tiny, tiny apartment with his parents. And he would do that to block out hearing them argue as a kid. And that kind of made me sad. And it stuck with him. I think until this day. In fact, I'm going to ask him after today's program if he still does that. It's been a while since we slept in the same room. If he comes and visit me, he refuses to stay at our house and I would be the same way. By the way, he likes his own hotel. He's earned the right.
Own space, respect.
Yeah. He wants his own bathroom. No one wants to share their kid's bathroom.
My dad is a crazy snorer.
Oh, okay, that's another problem.
Oh yeah. Anytime we had to share a hotel on vacation, it was.
Do your parents still sleep in the same bed as a result?
Yeah.
Your mom fights through it.
Fights through it, man. I used to
Blessing.
He'd be. I'm talking like in the hotel room, and like I'd be laying there, and to wake him up, I would clap. Like I'd be like, and like man, he'd be like, he'd like choke, and then he'd go 10 minutes. He'd go right back out, start snoring again, like a grizzly bear.
Shout out to
Are
your
any
mom.
of you snorers?
No.
I've been told I
What
am.
about you, Jordan?
Yeah, what about you, Jordan?
I have a feeling you might be.
Occasional if I end up on my back, I'm a snorer, but not usually.
Okay.
I know.
Put the tennis ball
I
on
know
your smaller
Jordan's
bed.
a snorer, man.
He's snoring right
You know, it's
Chainsaw.
hard. How do you know when you're sleeping and you're
Chainsaw.
snoring?
Yeah.
Well, your significant other tries to put a pillow over your face.
Yeah.
But she does that when I'm awake.
All right. Again, this is a children's program.
No, well, there's a lot of S-bombs, F-bombs, things of that
C-bombs.
nature. Are there C-bombs? What's going on back there with Rick?
Rick's asking Frank if he's a snorer.
He's talking up a storm over there. Incredible. By the way, Uncrowned Film #1. What is BKFC? Premiered earlier today at 1 o'clock. It's up on the channel right now. Please give it a watch. Yes, there it is. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share. Give it a post.
I saw one of the subjects of the documentary, Mike Perry, tweeted it out. So
he
check
did?
it out. Yeah, Mike Perry, friend of the program.
What do you write?
I think he said, check out what is BKFC.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yes, please check it out. Very exciting stuff. Very, very proud and excited about our next one as well. Dare I say, like 1.5 in the oven right now. 1.5, maybe even 2, maybe even a full 2 in the oven. Maybe even a full 2. In a matter of moments, my friends, we'll have our final guest of the day. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest promoters in the history of combat sports, and in particular, boxing. He's the one and only Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions. Big show for him this weekend coming up, October 25th, at the O2. The Big Oos, the man himself, Joseph Parker, going up against the one and only Fabio Wardley. It's a very important fight for both men, and in particular, Joseph Parker, who is knocking on that undisputed title fight door. The interim WBA and WBO heavyweight titles are on the line. O2 Arena, legendary spot. And one would hope and one would think a win here for Parker leads him to the really big fights. Whether it's Usyk, Fury, Joshua, that all remains to be seen. There's a lot up in the air. I mean, all three of those guys, their futures are up in the air. We don't know when Usyk is coming back in against 2, and if he's ever coming back. We don't know when Tyson is coming back in against 2, and if he's ever coming back. We don't know when and against who Anthony Joshua is coming back. We feel pretty certain he is coming back. We feel pretty certain he is coming back. But Parker has been patiently waiting. Remember, he was supposed to fight Daniel Dubois back in February in Riyadh. Dubois mysteriously removed from the card on just hours' notice, and there comes Martin Bakole flying all the way from Africa to Saudi Arabia and lands at like 1 a.m. local time to fight him later on that night. It was a crazy thing. And he did the job. And afterwards, I thought, Parker would be next. But, crazy things happen. Crazy things happen. And it is, in fact, going to be Fabio Wardley. So it's a massive, massive, massive fight for Joseph Parker. And conversely, it's a massive fight for Fabio Wardley, who is coming off a big win over at Ipswich Town against Justice Hooney back in June. But let's be honest, he was that close to losing. In fact, it seemed like he was losing every round and every minute of every round of that fight before he pulled one out of his back pocket. So maybe a bit of a, y'all must have forgot moment for him as well. Let's talk to the man who is promoting it all, the Hall of Famer, the one and only, the inimitable, the incomparable Frank Warren, kind enough to join us on this Wednesday evening. Hello, Frank. How are you?
I'm fine, Ariel. How are you, my friend?
It's always great to talk to you. Thank you for the time. I know it's a big week for you and the team. And so I was just setting it up, Parker and Wardley. Obviously, we know the interim titles are on the line, WBO and WBA. But Frank, I've taken a great liking to Joseph Parker. He has really kind of stolen my heart, and I have felt like he hasn't gotten the opportunities that he deserves. Can we say with great certainty he wins this fight on Saturday? It's a big-time fight next. And I'm not trying to say this isn't a big-time fight, but you know who the guys I'm talking to and referring to are, the Usyks, the Furies, the Joshuas of the world, and certainly Usyk at the top. Is that what he's fighting for here on Saturday?
It is. The WBO have already said that the winner of this fight, that Alexander Usyk must defend his title against him. If he doesn't do that, then he'll have to vacate it or they'll strip him. So for the winner becomes the interim champion and he gets the opportunity. The reason that Joseph was not going straight in with Usyk is because he was injured and he put medical evidence into the WBO, and therefore they allowed this fight to take place. And I've got to take my hat off to both guys because neither of them needed to do this, but they both wanted a fight. And it's a very interesting fight. You know, Joseph goes in on a roll, former world champion. He's, as you quite rightly say, he's got some good wins behind him. And he's with a new trainer now in Andy Lee, and they've gelled really well together. And they seem to be, well, they are very, very confident in the fight. But with Fabio, who's undefeated, never had any fights as an amateur, straight in as a pro. I think he might have had a couple of white collar fights, but straight in as a pro. And I think it's 20 fights he's had, he's won, and he's knocked out 18 of them. I think it's 18 he stopped. And as he says, in this fight, for him, all these fights, they're 36 minutes long. That's the championship limit. But what happens with him, it only takes 1 second. He's a tremendous puncher, as Hooney found out in the last fight, as Fravia Clark, who was the Olympic bronze medalist, found out in the fight before that. So this is going to be quite an interesting match on Saturday, and I'm certainly looking forward to it because they're both very, very confident, both these guys, and they're fabulous fellas, really two good guys.
Was it hard to get Parker to agree to this one, or was he just ready to fight? Because, again, we hadn't seen him since February.
Well, he's wanted to fight. The fight he had actually against Daniel Dubois, that fight didn't take place because he was unfit, and the British Boxing Border Control doctor who were overseeing the show in Riyadh said that he couldn't fight. He was ill, and that was it. And he was ready to fight. Of course, he's ready to fight. He wants to fight, and he said he's not waiting. He needs to get some rounds under his belt. And that's how we got to this fight. Both of them wanted to fight. So it wasn't a very difficult match to make because they were both up for it.
Obviously, it's at a major venue in London. The O2 has hosted some of the biggest, events in the UK over the past few years. How's the interest in this fight? How are tickets selling?
It's good. I think we're up to something like 16,000, 17,000 at the moment. And we've got the press conference tomorrow, the weigh-in and so forth. We'll have a good walk-up. And I expect it to be a sellout. It's getting a lot of press and publicity, and quite rightly so, because it's probably the best heavyweight fight that's happening at the moment out there.
Certainly, yes.
It's so competitive.
Yes, and one could argue, perhaps off the top of my head, probably the last best one of the year, because there's a lot up in the air as far as the heavyweight division is concerned. I know you've been asked a lot about your other superstar, Moses Itauma, as of late. And so could you tell us right here and now, where do we stand? Is it Kabayel next? Is that going to be his next foe?
Well, the fight that's been ordered for him is Pulev. The WBA ordered that fight. They've ordered that. So
is he going to take it?
Well, that we're waiting. Pulev doesn't want it. He's announced another fight to take place. I think it's in Dubai against Gassiev. But from what I understand, the WBA haven't sanctioned that. So this is all being determined, and we'll see where we go and what we decide to do. But we got a big show. We will have another big show at the end of the year in Manchester, and again that will feature heavyweights.
Okay, so end of 2025.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and will he be on that?
We've got another show that we're involved with in Nigeria that we're working with a team out there who are really, really good guys, and we got Lawrence Akoli on there and David Adelaide in separate fights. We'll be fighting on there, and that'll be off. That's on the 19th of December. It's called the Chaos. I think it's the Chaos in the Ring. It's I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good card.
That one at the end of the year, the one in Manchester, I think you said, will that feature Moses on it?
That we will decide. We're just trying to find out where we are with Pulev. It's all a bit up in the air, and it's up to the governing body to say what you've called the fight. So now let's move on with it. So we'll see where we go in the next 24 hours. But we will be announcing that's our show on Saturday at the O2.
If it's not Pulev, who do you think it is?
If I have to fight somebody in the top 10.
Who would you like? Who would you lean towards?
The one who's brave enough to fight him.
You don't want to give us a name.
I can't say it, man. We are negotiating with a couple of people, but it's been. I'm not being evasive, but it's been quite difficult.
I bet.
And some people are asking for money that we would pay them to fight. Fight Usyk or Tyson Fury or one of a big fight like that. And this guy's had 13 fights.
And so speaking of Usyk, what did you make of his comments regarding not fighting Aiemann, not being interested? What did you make of that?
I think it's quite flattering to Moses that he's come out with that. But I sat next to him, I think, at least one or two of Moses' fights, and I can see he's very impressed, as most people are. I mean, he's a young man. He's undefeated as an amateur, albeit his fights as amateur were at junior level, but he won the Europeans by knocking everybody out. He had the ones he didn't knock out for the World Championships, Junior World Championships, he certainly put them on the floor, and he's as a pro, he's undefeated. So, you know, it's a bit of a feat for a 20-year-old guy to be doing that. And when you take into consideration the age of what most heavyweights turn pro, for example, Anthony Joshua didn't turn professional until he was 24 years of age, coming in with all the experience from fighting in the World Championships and a gold medalist in the Olympic Games. So, you know, he's making his mark, and good judges in the business who I respect, they think quite a lot of him. But we've still got a few things to see, you know, whether he's the full package. You know, he's not been, thankfully yet, he's not been hit on the chin hard. He's not been caught hard, I don't think. But I believe that he's the package. I really do believe it.
Is there any chance the winner of the fight on Saturday gets matched up against him if Pulev falls through?
Well, the WBO have made he's number one in the WBO. He's the mandatory in the WBO, Moses. And if Usyk was to vacate the title, if he were to do that, then the winner would have to fight him.
Okay.
So there's a lot of options there and choices.
So we've talked a little bit about some of these governing bodies, WBO, WBA. As you know, Frank, especially here in America, a hot topic has been the entry of Zuffa boxing into the scene. And Dana White has come out and said they don't want to deal with those belts. They don't want to recognize those belts. They want to have their own title, their Zuffa boxing title, and they want to do things their own way. In fact, they are trying very hard to amend the Ali Act, which would allow them to do that. First, could I ask, what do you make of this, these statements that he has made, and the fact that they are going to try to do their own belt as opposed to dealing with the governing bodies?
You know, Dana and all concerned are very smart guys. They're very smart businessmen, very smart guys. And, you know, I don't know what the format of this actually is. So I can't comment on what the format is. The Ali Act is there for a reason. It's there to protect boxers. It's there to protect their welfare, their being, and things being in their favour and in any negotiations. And I'm quite sure Dana, being a smart guy, is very much aware of that, and they will work within the Muhammad Ali Act. I don't know if it's to be amended or what, but whatever happens, certainly I'm sure whoever is looking at amending it or passing any legislation on it will bear that in mind. You know, things I've heard, and I don't know whether they're true or not, you know, about the ring size and the gloves and all that. That I don't know if it's true, but I've been in the business for 48 years, promoting 45 with the Boxing Board of Control and 3 years outside of that. And I've seen lots of things happen in that time. I'm an old geezer. I've been around a long time. And I look at things like where fights were 15 rounds, where weigh-ins were on the day of shows, and they changed them. They changed the duration of the rounds to 12 rounds for championship fights. They changed the weigh-ins to the day of the fights, and that was for specific reasons, because of fatalities, injuries, protecting the boxers. Regarding the weigh-ins was because of the rehydration of the boxers and ensuring that they weren't really struggling at the weight. Size of the gloves were also increased for some of the fights for obvious reasons. Ring size, the size of the rings there was a minimum size for rings for championship fights. So all that's there for a reason. That, and all those things over the years were brought into force and being by very knowledgeable people in boxing, doctors, and I'm not just talking about physicians. I'm talking about, you know, certainly in this country where we had some fatalities in the ring and guys getting injured. You know, neurologists and surgeons and neurologists who actually operated on boxers. Peter Hamlin, for example, who operated on quite a few fighters who suffered brain injuries. These recommendations which were implemented were brought in for the boxers' safety. And as long as things like that are not tampered with or in any way can cause any problems or put the boxer in any more jeopardy, in which is a dangerous sport, then fine. As long as everybody's got their eye on the ball concerning that, that's where I come from of it.
There was once a time where you and Eddie Hearn were, at loggerheads, as they say, and you were clashing all the time. Now you're good friends, but a feud has developed between Eddie and Dana. Have you been paying attention to this, and who do you think is getting the better of who? How would you score these early rounds?
I think it's all good fun, I like saying, it's good banter, and I think it's entertaining for everybody. But you've got to deal with being a realist is, all I can speak of is 5v5, and it's Queensberry.
I did happen to catch a quote from Eddie where he, I believe, and I'm not trying to create a rift now in this newfound friendship, but I do think he referred to you somewhat as a British promoter, and that he was more of an international one. He does shows in America and all over Mexico and Australia. Did you catch these comments? And if so, what do you think?
Well, I thought that 5v5 was international. I thought we had some of his American boxers in with our Brits.
Okay.
So, the Brits, then the Brits are the best. I mean, what do you want? That's what happened. No, look, we're involved in international boxers. I've done over the years, off and on, I've taken and done big fights in America jointly with other promoters on my own. Took Nassim Hamid to Madison Square Gardens, and we had the biggest ever gate for a featherweight fight. When he fought there, I'd done the big show with Joe Kawasaki when we took him out, joint promotion. But I've done the deal with my friend Robert O at Planet Hollywood when he fought Bernard Hopkins and won the fight. Don King and I, when we were partners, we'd done Frank Bruno, Mike Tyson, the second fight. So I've done all that. The Showbox series, I basically launched that with Showbox, with Jay Larkin and the team back then. I had shows regularly on HBO, Showtime, promoted in America, done shows actually in Donald Trump's buildings and done deals with him in Atlantic City. So that's nothing new for us. But we made a decision a few years ago on what we were focusing on. And what we focused on was developing our talent, not just in Britain, from around the world. And what we've got now is probably the strongest talent group of fighters in the world, in my opinion. Certainly in the heavyweight division. I think we got about, out the top 12, I think there's about 8 of them are with us. And each one of our guys are in a mandatory position with the 4 governing bodies.
Speaking of that 5v5, I know you were very excited to sweep Eddie, and then you get to almost enjoy it all over again when the Netflix series comes out. Did you happen to catch just how much it bothered the old man, Barry Hearn, that you swept him? Did you see his reaction to any of that, and did that make you smile a little bit?
Well, it did. We were actually partners years ago in snooker, but it did. It was quite, look, it was what it was. And I thought that was the first episode I watched that. I sort of watched some of it, and it was quite entertaining. And I watched it, obviously, the next one we did, which was AJ against Daniel Dubois. So we're on a roll. You know what I mean? We're on a roll as far as that's concerned. But look, I'm sure Eddie's going to want his revenge. I'd love to do another 5v5, and let's think about it. And we're coming to America as well.
Okay.
The announcements. 2026 is a big year for us.
Tell us.
Year. We will obviously let you know that in due course. We're announcing our Caballero fight in Germany, which will take place in January. So
in Germany,
that's the start. Yeah, that's the start.
Okay, so you're starting to do some shows. You just mentioned Africa, I think, as well. So we're going to start seeing you outside of the UK in 2026 and America in 26 as well.
100%.
Okay.
100%. We're there. There'll be an announcement as to what we're doing, but a few of them have come out already. We're involved with in this show in Nigeria, and the team there who put this together are real serious players. They're good guys, and we're looking forward to that. But as I say, the roster of fighters we got are second to none. Got guys on the verge of fighting for big world titles. You see on the on the ring show we did with Hamza Shiraz. He made a big hit in New York. So there's lots of things going on with various fighters that we're involved with, and it's exciting times. And 2026 for me is going to be a real good year for Queensberry, in as much as the shows that we're putting together, what we're going to deliver, and this heavyweight scene, which we're making these fights happen, are going to be brilliant. We're working on the Riyadh show as well with His Excellency and Riyadh season in November with that great main event between Benavides and Anthony Yard, and then we've got our other young guy on there who's fighting Abbott. That's going to be a fabulous fight, all action fight. It's going to be there's a lot of good things happening at the moment.
For sure.
Good fights happening, and our fighters are a strong bunch of guys. They are coming through, and we're making good 50-50 matches.
When do you think we see Shiraz fight again? And any idea against who? Is anything out there right now? Is there anything being discussed?
Obviously, the one we were all hoping for was him against Canelo. What happens. He's had an operation. We don't know. We'll see what happens. And but he wants to be out soon. I don't think he'll be out this year, but he'll certainly be out early next year. And I look forward to seeing him in action because he's an exciting fighter. He's at a comfortable weight now as well.
How are you liking things with DAZN? We're now 6 or so months in to that relationship. How are things going in your opinion?
It's good. We've got a very good relationship with them. I'm quite enjoying it. I was a bit of a critic when it started, but I've done that because probably the things at that time you say when Eddie and I weren't speaking, and he was chipping at us and we were chipping him. The usual promoter bullshit. But it's they're good to work with. They are the premier boxing channel. What they're delivering is fights from all around the world with all the promoters, and it stops a lot of the clashing of the dates, which is good for the viewers. They don't have to choose between two shows on a night or pay for two shows. One subscription normally gets you a lot.
You can make a case that boxing right now is most popular in the UK. If you were to pick like one region of the world, it's amazing. Every time I listen to Talk Sport, there they are midday talking about boxing. You don't get anything like that here in America. And one new wrinkle to that has been BBC getting involved. Although I did see some comments from you saying that you don't really think that they're all that interested in boxing. Why is that?
I don't think it's to their interest. I mean, they've done a deal, I think, for 4 shows, which is great because it's terrestrial TV. I mean, it's our national TV. It's a bit like, boxing being on ABC or CBS or something. That's what it is, which is great for the fans. But they're doing 4 shows a year. They're dipping their toe in the water, and that's good. It's good to see. I want it on. I want to see boxing everywhere. And what you say is right about Britain. Britain is so hot on boxing, so much it. And you know why? Because we're good at what we do. There's no fans like the British fans. The American fans come out, they're great, but the British fans, I mean, you come to a Wembley show, you've been to a Wembley show, you got 95,000 people in there screaming for their guy. There's no atmosphere like it. It's nothing like the UK for boxing. But we're going to bring that. We're going to bring our guys, some of our guys over. I'm dying to bring Moses over to the States. They're going to love him there. You know that, and I know that. He's excitement. He's an exciting young fighter. And for him to make his debut in America will be something special.
Just curious, recently Eddie signed Ben Whitaker. Were you interested in him? Did you talk to him at all?
I personally never spoke to him. My son George, who's the CEO of the business, did, but we never made him an offer.
How come?
We did not do it. We just didn't. Because I think that the fighters he was talking about he wanted to fight, we weren't that particularly interested in. Because we've got a great roster of light heavyweight fighters. We've got a light heavyweight show in Manchester in November, following week, November the 1st. So we got a real good show on there, and I think we got 3 or 4 light heavyweight fights. You can fight any one of those guys, any one of them. They have great fights to make. I've got a guy out there, Willie Hutchinson. I would love to make him and Ben Whitaker.
Oh, that would be great. And you could, right? There's no problem making that fight, right? Now that they're both...
Right. Eddie and I work.
Yeah.
We've had no problems working with each other. Make it in a heartbeat.
Okay. Can I ask, do you have any idea? So I know you're focused on your business, but there is a huge UFC heavyweight title fight on Saturday as well in Abu Dhabi. A guy named Tom Aspinall, one of your own, a proud Mancunian, I believe you would call someone from Manchester. He's fighting in the afternoon, but I think they're not going to coincide. Do you know what time Joseph will walk? Do you have any sort of idea? Because I want to make sure that the two heavyweight title fights aren't happening at the same time. Do you have any idea? This for our audience.
Roughly 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, which would be 5 o'clock, which would be actually right after Tom fights.
Roughly, 10:30. It won't be.
That's perfect, because Tom should fight around 9:30 your time. Can I just ask, please don't have them fight at the same time. Can you keep an eye on the UFC so that the two Brits don't fight at the same time?
I would do my best. We're governed by here in the UK. Some of the venues is there is a shut-off point, so that would be probably some. I hope they do, the fact that Abu Dhabi, what are they? There must be a good 2-3 hours ahead of us. So hopefully there shouldn't be a clash, and I want to see the Mancunian come through. I'm not into UFC, as you know.
No, I know.
I'm into Mancunian British fighter to win.
I appreciate that. One last one. You can't have a chat with you, Frank Warren, the great Frank Warren, without asking about Tyson Fury. And so what could you tell us? Where do we stand now? It sounds like he's back, right? He's back like he never left. What do you think as far as his return? When does it happen?
Well, he's indicated and said to me that he wants to fight, but at this particular moment in time, he's been filming his Netflix series. He's got a documentary as well, which he's filming for Netflix, which I don't know when it's being released. I think it's early next year. I think it is. But next year, he stated to me that he wants to come back. He said the fight he really wants is to fight Usyk again. That's the fight he said he wants. Everybody wants to see the fight against him and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of options there for him, provided, Alex carries on fighting and wants to make the fight again, providing the terms can be agreed, depending where it's going to take place. Is it going to take place in Riyadh? Is it going to take place in the UK? It's loads of connotations, but, I miss Tyson. He doesn't need the fight financially. He's well off. He's got a good family. I know his wife doesn't want him to fight, and I can understand why that is the case. But if he's going to, then I'd much rather he comes back now rather than comes back in 3 or 4 years' time, where at least he's a younger man and and he's not been out for the ring for so long. But we do miss him. He's colourful. When Tyson's around, it's lively. The press conferences are funny. There's always something going on. There's always a buzz about the fights.
The bigger, more interesting fight, would you not agree, is the AJ fight, just because we saw the Usyk fight twice already? That's the one, right?
I hear that. Yeah, it's an interesting fight. It is an interesting fight, and no doubt about that. It's a fight I'd certainly love to see it, just from my perspective, that I believe he'll beat AJ. But the Usyk fights were such close fights. They were close fights on the judges' scorecards, on a couple of the judges' scorecards at least. One was very, very close, that's in my opinion, and they were very entertaining fights. So I could watch them again. I mean, it's a bit like you watched the 3 fights he had with Deontay. The first one was given a draw. I thought he won that. The second one, he was emphatic. And the third one was probably one of the best heavyweight fights I've ever seen live. And it was close and it was tough. And I think the third, if they do fight again, I think it'd be a similar situation.
I'd be remiss, sorry, one last one. I'd be remiss if I don't bring up the late, great Ricky Hatton, who you knew so very well. Tragic news. We've had some time to digest it. I'm sure you have as well. But, the scenes just a couple of weeks ago in Manchester, heartbreaking. I thought Adam Smith's eulogy was phenomenal as far as eulogies are concerned, really heartfelt and paid great tribute to him. When you think of Ricky and your time together, if you can share, what are the thoughts, the emotions that come to mind?
Look, like everybody, I was absolutely stunned when I heard the news, and obviously people, was told what actually, how he went before it was made public, and we kept that to ourselves. But it was dreadful. I mean, it's just dreadful news. I remember this young guy coming with Billy Graham, who was then his trainer, amateur, and his dad, and we was actually in Manchester. I had a show on there, and I signed him. He was 18 years of age, and he made his debut at a place called Widnes. He sold 3 tickets. This is a guy that went from selling free tickets to taking 30,000 people to Vegas. And there was a reason he did that, is because he was such a well-loved, well-liked fighter. You know, in the ring, gave everything. I mean, tremendous performances. You know, I remember we made the fight for him, which was the last fight I did with him, but the fight I made with him with Costa Zoo, and I genuinely felt that he would win that fight. That's when Cos was with Showtime, and he was fighting a lot in America, and I think he was ranked number 1 pound for pound at the time. Ricky was a massive underdog, and that night was his night. And he broke Cos's heart, and Johnny Lewis, his trainer, done a brilliant thing in pulling him out in that round. He was, that's what cornermen should be doing, looking after the fighter. He pulled him out, and that was Ricky's great night. That was that was Ricky in Manchester beating the number 1 guy in the world, and it was fabulous. And he was just a lovely guy. He was really, really well liked. I never had a crossword, and him and I. The reason we parted company was not down to him and I falling out. It was down to somebody else who was involved. And I think that's been documented, and I don't want to go into that. But I think, when you look at the people who attended his funeral, you look where his funeral was in the cathedral in Manchester, you look at the people, following the cortege, in the streets, the outpouring of love for him. How many, forget about you're a sportsman, how many people does that happen to? A kid who'd come off the projects, as you call them, the local estate. He was a man of the people. Sometimes he was a little bit too man of the people, where he'd like to go and have a drink with a few of the guys, and that's not a good mix when you're a boxer. But he was a superb, great fella, and he leaves a family, grandchildren who adored him, and your heart's got to go out to what pain he must have been in to decide to end his life the way he did, thinking that's the only way you can kill this pain is to kill yourself. And my brother did that. My brother committed suicide. So, I hate what his family must be going through, even, and it's only a short space of time, is horrible to contemplate. It's such a sad thing, and I'm sure everybody who watches your program and anybody who cares about boxing and people, their hearts will go out and their condolences to his family.
Amen. Thank you for those words, Frank, and thank you as always for the time. Can't wait for the show on Saturday. Very, very much looking forward to this main event. Parker versus Wardley, DAZN this Saturday, live from the O2. What a scene it's going to be as the Big Oos, as I like to call him. The Big Oos, Joseph Parker, tries to punch his ticket to get one of those fights, or Wardley continues his winning ways.
Or can the Brit win?
Exactly.
Or can the Brit do it?
Exactly. There's a lot at stake. Thank you so much, Frank. Really appreciate the time as always, and good luck on Saturday.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
You too. There he is, the great Frank Warren, the Hall of Famer, kind enough to join us. Arguably the best dressed promoter in the history of combat sports, and some great words there. And yes, unfortunately, when we were talking about Ricky's passing in the hours and days after the shocking news was made public, we didn't know how in which he passed, and since then it has come out that he took his life, which a lot of people feared and suspected, and which makes this all that much more heartbreaking. Obviously, him passing is heartbreaking in its own right, but knowing his struggles and battles with mental health, and knowing that he must have been in a pretty awful spot to do something like that, and knowing that he was so beloved, and knowing that there were so many people who would have done anything to help him feel as good as possible, to help him turn things around as they had done in the past. You don't have to be Ricky Hatton to get that kind of help. You don't have to be. There's help for everyone. There's someone out there that you can speak to. There's someone out there that is willing, that is wanting to help you. Please rest assured, you don't have to be a superstar athlete, a public person to get that kind of help. It's heartbreaking, and you really feel for his family, and you wish that it didn't have to be that way for the great Ricky Hatton. So I appreciate Frank Warren coming on, and appreciate the fact that he's going to hold the main event so that it doesn't coincide with Tommy Aspinall on Saturday. What's this regarding? What's this? An interview from Marca, which is a Spanish publication, I do believe. Paddy Pimblett saying, quote, "No one would know Ilia Topuria if it wasn't for me. He made himself famous off the back of my name. He's so fake like half his followers. It's been proven half his followers on Instagram are bots. He's just a McGregor copycat, and I'm getting sick of him. He's a German. He's not even Spanish. He's not even Georgian. He was born in Germany. He's a German." This is the fight, by the way, not because of these comments, but I've been saying this for a long time. This should be the main event for the first Paramount. And by the way, we should kind of find out relatively soon. I mean, we know the December card now. So I hope they make the right call and make that the first PLE numbered event, main event. Frankie, do we have any super chats on this wonderful Wednesday, October 2nd?
You know it.
Super chats. What do we got?
Are you guys going to do any fan meetups or shows during 322 Fight Week? In town that Friday for first UFC show from Phoenix. Excited and would die to see Ariel and the boys in the back.
The PHX, truth be told, we were going to do a live show on that Friday, November 14th. We even had the venue locked up. And then they booked Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. And my number got called. And so I will be there.
It's tough.
Yeah. Netflix gig,
It's tough.
6-7, Earlier in the week, we'll be here doing stuff, but I don't think we'll be doing a meetup. I don't think so. And I was hinting at the meetup. When people were asking me about Newark, I was hinting at the meetup. So hopefully next year we will, maybe when they come back in the spring, maybe when they do that annual Newark show, which I think is still going to be a thing, we could do it then. Sorry. What else, Frank? What else?
Happy Hump Day, boys. What's the chances we get Islam versus Topuria fight in the next 18 months? Have a phenomenal week.
Well, thanks. I actually think it's possible. What are the chances? I don't know. I think if Islam loses to JDM, I think there's a good chance of it happening. The big question is, if Islam loses to JDM, does he go back down to 55, or does he say, I needed another fight? I mean, moving up 15 pounds and that first fight being against someone like JDM for the belt is a pretty big deal. Obviously, he's up for it. And by the way, I think he's in town. If he wants to stop by, feel free. But that being said, I think the UFC is going to make some big fights. They're going to want to come out of the gates with a bang with their new partners, who they seem very excited about. So obviously, it's a little tougher now that he's at 170 and Topuria is at 155. But I don't think it's a crazy thought. I think the thing that makes it more possible is him losing. I think if he beats JDM, the chances go, at least for now, to, less than 10%. If he loses, 50-50, 60-40. So let's see. What else, Frank? What else?
If we're going to talk about the best sports studio show ever, Ariel, I think you'd agree that Champions League on CBS has eclipsed Inside the NBA now.
Well, Inside the NBA has the longevity. There's no doubt about it. And I know the cool thing to do over the past couple of years, especially as we were coming to the realization that the NBA on TNT was coming to an end, was to talk about Inside the NBA like it was still the greatest of all time. I don't think that was the case. And I don't think this is a knock on Ernie Johnson. I think Ernie Johnson is still arguably the best studio host in the game right now. But I think the rest of the guys started to feel like they were bigger than the game. Like, I have said I would sometimes tune into the pre, post, halftime to hear what Charles and Kenny and Shaq had to say about the game. But when it became just about them, it started to take away. Like, I'll never forget, it's game one, and this is a perfect example. Game one of the Eastern Conference Finals last May. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, and all they're doing is bitching about the fact that they're up, near the rafters, near the famous roof at MSG, and they couldn't get better seats. No one cares, guys. No one cares. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's not interesting. We get it. You keep it real. You tell it like it is. There's millions of fans tuning in who are either Pacers fans, diehard Knicks fans who have been waiting for this for a long time, or just general NBA/sports fans who don't care about where you're sitting. You're in the venue. It looks cool. The roof is on top of you. Stop with the belly aching. And so that's why I said yesterday it felt fresh. There was no whining. It just felt like a new coat of paint on everything. And I'm curious. They're going to be on ESPN. I think today is the first day. And I'm really curious to see how it looks, how it feels. And, I think part of their gimmick is that they shoot, they say things about the executives and they say things about behind the scenes. And I'm sure there's going to be some of that. I can guarantee you there's going to be some of that. They said this. Man, I'm more looking forward to seeing how Melo and T-Mac and Vince grow, how Blake Griffin and Dirk Nowitzki and the Prime guys grow. And I hope that they being the Inside the NBA crew, take this as an opportunity to re-energize themselves. And if not, maybe it's time. It's been a long time. That being said, yes, I would say the Champions League crew on CBS, headed up by the great Kate Scott, nay Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Micah, and Jamie Carragher. I would say that they are right now probably the best crew as far as like fun / information / entertainment / cohesion. And I often think it starts with the host. Kate is so freaking good. She's so versatile. She's so good on her feet. She's so quick. She manages the personalities so well, and that sets the tone. I think sometimes you'll have a great cast of characters, but a weak host, or vice versa. I'll tell you. Can I be honest? Can I tell you what I think is one of the weaker ones right now? And On Air Jordan might be the best one to talk to about this.
He just said, "Oh no."
What did you think I was going to say?
I don't have any guess, but I'm always curious. I love hearing your opinion.
I think the MLB on Fox team is probably the weakest.
No, they're bad.
It's just, here you have 3 larger-than-life characters, 2 in particular, and it just feels like there's no cohesion, there's no chemistry, especially with them and their host, Kevin Burkhardt, who I think is great. I watch all this stuff. I sometimes am more interested in that than the game because I just love all this stuff, and it just feels like I was going from them to the Sportsnet coverage, and obviously for Sportsnet, that's Dan Schulman and Buck Martinez, and this is their team. They are the Blue Jays crew, but they're also the national crew. And just the energy was so completely different. So I'm curious what it's going to be like, because I think that this World Series has been served up on a silver platter for Fox. Like, yes, I know Toronto isn't an American city, but Ohtani versus Vlad, this is a dream matchup in my opinion.
It was curious to put, 2 guys who infamously didn't like each other when they were teammates,
Yeah.
and now put them together in their...
Isn't there a doc coming out on HBO called Alex
A-Rod,
versus...
yeah.
Or A-Rod, what is it? A-Rod
Alex versus A-Rod or something
Alex
like
versus
that?
A-Rod, not A-Rod versus DJ. Yeah, I don't know. There's no flow to those guys. And I acknowledge it's a tough thing. Like, you have to find the right crew, and then when you find the right crew, stick with it. By the way, UFC has done a great job with their weigh-in show. That team of DC, Weidman, Sanko, and Helly, they're fun. They seem to like each other. There's cohesion. There's chemistry. They bust chops, all this stuff. You have to find the right crew. You have to find the right thing. So all to say, the CBS crew obviously has it. The Inside the NBA crew had it. I don't know if they still do. I'm curious to see. And I'm curious to see how these new NBA crews do. What else, Frank? What else?
Forrest comes 17th.
I could do a whole pod just on this. Go ahead. Yes. Sorry.
So rude.
Sorry.
Love you guys, boys in the back, especially Frank.
Oh, Forrest comes 17th. Love you guys.
I don't see that Frank part there.
Yeah.
I guess he's saying that Forrest are in 17th right now. Yeah, it's been a tough start. 5 points, I think. They haven't won in quite some time. Everyone's looking a little bit sluggish, a little bit off. But I got to tell you, I've been eating up the Sean Deitch content. I mean, the presser was great. His first interview on the Forrest channel was great. I absolutely love it. He seems happy to be there. He's got ties to the club. His assistants have ties to the club. He respects the history. He's not making it about himself. Ange kind of came in there with his nose sticking up and is like, yeah, I'm the man. They replaced Nuno for me. Like, this guy had a run at Everton. It ended somewhat poorly, although he did keep them up. Burnley, he was great. I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about this, and I think that it's. Yeah, I feel the vibes are high. Just like here at Uncrowned HQ, I feel like the vibes are high. So yeah, get your licks in, get your jokes in, but we're about to turn things around. The comeback, my friends, is going to be greater than the setback. How about that? What else, Frankie? What else?
Do an Uncrowned documentary where Ariel gets high with different fighters, current and former.
Wow. And should the theme song for that doc be "Pass the Dodi on the left-hand side"?
That's a great song.
Pass the Dodi on the left-hand side. I want to double check on jump. Is that like your ideal? What is it called?
Getting high song?
No. The
reggae?
No. Like your
blunt rotation.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Should it be called like? No, Helwani's blunt rotation or something like that?
No, it definitely has to have Fadi Bombadi.
Oh, yeah. Helwani's.
Uncrowned Fatty Bombadi.
And who is my ideal blunt rotation? I don't know. It's I guess
for you to choose. No?
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to show up and be
Nate
like,
or Nick or both has to be in there, right?
I got the PRJs, guys.
I don't know what that was.
Literally what you called
I never even heard of that voice. I feel like Rampage, like he'll try to punk me or something like that.
Maybe.
I feel like Chael would be a little bit too paranoid.
Chael?
Yeah.
Does Chael smoke?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who
I said Diaz brothers for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's
one or both.
Both get paranoid.
One or both.
Nate.
Yeah,
I think
Nate
Nate
without
would be fine.
smoking.
Why you seem hesitant? That's an auto. That's like a #1 draft pick.
Why? Just because they like it? It doesn't.
Yeah, I
feel like
mean,
that's such a
Chito.
They like it. It feels
Sean
like
O'Malley.
an oversimplification.
I'll give you one. Volk. But then he has to cook the
He has to
meal
cook the
afterwards.
meal,
King
the munch.
Green.
What? Okay, I like the Cheeto one, but then I like the O'Malley one, but I feel like we can't have them together.
Well, everybody, you got to do them together. That would be like the ultimate. See how far.
why?
Almost
'Cause
like
they
hot
like
ones.
weed?
Like how long can
Also,
you last?
do we want someone that's just going to be super comfortable to the point they're not going to act any different when they're high? Do you want someone that's going to
Well, let's be real.
out of there?
The more
out of the
interesting
zone?
thing is Helwani high. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter if they get high or not. Like we just.
I've been told
It's a combo of them all being high together.
I'm a great hang. You know.
By who?
Oh, yeah, by who?
By yourself in the mirror.
People.
Yeah.
Like you're the best.
When the
hang ever.
paranoia is hitting and you start talking to yourself.
They're like, "Yo, how
You're
are
a
you?
great-
We
no,
didn't
you're
realize
great
you were
hang.
such
You're a great
a great
hang.
hang, bro."
Hey man,
Yeah.
where are these PRJs coming from?
That's what people say. What do you say? That's what people say.
Who are these people?
Friends.
Names,
I don't want
names.
to call them out. John Beer.
Freeze?
You said it. What? People have said
Matcha the dog.
it. What else, Frank? What else?
And lastly, GC's roommate actually sent me a picture of Connor sleeping in his bed.
Wow, his actual roommate or the
His
one
actual
from Substack?
roommate.
Wow.
With
I
the
just-
microphone is.
It explains a lot.
Wait,
Microphone and the headphones and also AI Phil to have my short sleeve shirt be long sleeve.
I love
Why?
the shadow that's still on his chest.
The shadow on the chest from the mic,
Yeah.
but the shadow cuts
crazy.
off. Too.
Who made that? Who made that? That was fantastic.
That is actually how I sleep.
Wow.
That's how I sleep for real.
You don't need a lot of space. You're just in a box.
Essentially, I'm just in a box. Yeah.
It's actually a little bit jarring.
That's kind of how
A little bit.
that's kind of how my face looks as I sleep. I'm telling you, people,
You seem pretty happy.
girlfriends, roommates have been like, it looks like you're dead.
Wow.
The AI GC to the real GC is you to Aiemann. It's like so close.
It's quite,
but it's
quite close.
By the way,
like a
then you must be okay on planes, right? Wow.
Nah, because I like being horizontal.
Ah, okay.
This doesn't look believable though. It looks like I'm pranking someone. You know? It doesn't look like I'm actually asleep.
You don't sleep with a smirk on your face? I always
and a
see you
microphone.
smile. Like you're a permanent smile.
And by the way, when
Yeah,
I
it's
said
scary good, man.
when I said planes, like I was talking about like the flap bed.
Oh, must be nice,
Oh.
Helwani. Must be nice.
No?
We don't fly like
when
that.
you were at the bar on the way home from Manchester, I was in the back.
I was like, is everything good back there?
People were just crushing pretzels, throwing them everywhere. Kids climbing around.
Connor
Someone's
just
like,
counts how many
please,
times people go to the bathroom.
please, sir, you gotta help us. These kids are out of control. The
No.
flight attendant just looked at us. He was like, "There's nothing I can do."
Close the
And then closed the first
Yeah.
class curtain.
What
Yeah,
is
it's-
going on back there? All that commotion.
You're like, "Oh, we had a 4-course meal." I was like, "Oh, they gave
That
us
was good.
tea and crumpets."
I know.
out of a box.
No, that was a good one.
Shout
That
out
was
to
a good-
Virgin.
Yeah, Virgin was nice.
Good shit.
Split level was great. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, no. I would prefer if there was just like a door lock because you know
Locked
the
door.
the curtain, I mean, people can actually go through it. So
You don't want to see the proletariat.
I know. I mean, like, let's keep everything. Let's keep everything in order.
Let's really
Decorum.
execute on that class system.
Listen, it's
Send him to the back.
Next stop is
Ariel
PJs for
Helwani.
Helwani's going to be on the PJ next. Just get rid of them altogether.
rules, regulations. I'm very,
PRJ's on the PJ.
Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
You rolling up a PRJ?
Not right now. Not right now. Although I would be down after the great day that we had today. Again, our first Uncrowned film is out. Please do check it out. It's up on the channel right now. Give it a thumbs up. Yeah. A comment, a like, all those things that they say you have to do. That, I mean, honestly, that doesn't really tell the story. This picture right here. If you saw it, Connor's only in it towards the end. But they say you have to keep things simple. You have to keep things simple over there on the YouTube thumbs. So, yeah, that's why we went in that direction. But we do hope that you check it out and give it a like, comment, subscribe, follow, all those things and more. Tomorrow, we've got the boys in the back, a deep dive into UFC 321. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yes?
Deep.
Sure
as
are.
deep as it goes. Every fight on the card.
Hell yeah.
It's stacked.
It is a stack card. I can't wait for it. What time does the first fight start at? Because I know 10 a.m.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
gonna say, probably going to be around.
Yo, 14 fights, 10 a.m. Curtain jerker. The great Mizuki Inoue.
Yeah.
How about that?
Her return.
Yeah.
Jacqueline
How about
Emery.
Jacqueline Emery? Yeah. Going up against Mitroposo. Oh, Chris Barnett. I mean, who doesn't love Chris
Another
Barnett?
return.
Chris Barnett
Yeah.
versus Hamdi.
Yep. Nathaniel Wood. Walter on there.
Legend.
I mean, golly. Of course, Iron Turtle on there.
Yeah.
Oh, my dear. Nasrat Hakbarast on there. Rakic looking like an absolute freaking unit.
Scary.
I mean, geez Louise.
He's
got
been
like
in the gym.
10-pack he's got.
Yeah.
This guy. Volkov with the freaking hair right now is unbelievable.
I'm loving the Volkov
He's
hair.
got
It's-
a little man bun action against Jalton. Maybe a number one contender fight at
think
heavyweight,
so.
right?
Tom Aspinall
yeah.
at Media Day said as much.
This is it? All right.
This is it.
Umar and Bautista, massive stakes.
Another potential title.
Virna finally getting her opportunity. Dern looks ripped as well. Saw her arms at Media Day. She looks freaking jacked too. And of course, the big one, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril. The main card is phenomenal. The main card is phenomenal.
It's pretty strong top to bottom.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, these last 3 pay-per-views are great.
2 to 5 Eastern time and watch party and then post show Saturday / watch along Parker.
Basically,
Wardley?
yeah.
Pretty much. All right, gents, it is time to go. It has been a great day. God bless you all. Knicks Cavs tonight, Rick. Our whole
Yeah.
team is out. Our whole team is out.
I mean,
So-
wasn't going to be much of a fight.
No Mitch, no Hart, Cat questionable, OG questionable. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
How are we starting like this?
It's a long year.
They're talking about load management for Mitch, and it's game 1. How could there be load management? He hasn't played.
I think something's going on here.
And he looked so good in the preseason. He looked so good in the playoffs as well. I was so excited. The ideal scenario was Mitch at the 5, Cat at the 4, OG at the 3, Mikhail at the 2, Jalen at the 1, have Hart come off the bench, Deuce McBride come off the bench, Brogdon retiring out of nowhere. What the hell was that? I mean, golly. Tibbs is giving the Celtics our secrets. He's telling them everything. It's a big problem. Let me see if I missed anything here. Did I miss anything? I got to that. Oh, yeah, there's Caballel. Yep. January 10th. What else? John Jones and Ryan Garcia. Kurt Angle, October 22nd. I mean, I really think he liked all of that. Vladimir Guerrero, what about him? Did you say something about Vladdy? Oh, yeah. How about that? The Premier of Quebec shouting me out on Twitter. De beaux souvenirs. My tweet, he quote tweeted it. A lot of people don't like Francois Legault, but I thought that was pretty funny. Shout out to him. Shout out to Vladdy. Shout out to the Blue Jays. By the time we speak on Monday, Tommy will have fought. Big Oos will have fought. Jays will be up 2-0. How about that? Go check out the film. Back on Thursday, same time, place. I'm out of here.